to Clash Masters Season 2 finale. We are finishing up our last chance qualifier today, and boy, Eric, have we got some amazing wars in store, as well as some excellent shaping up of our future playoffs bracket. My name's Woody, and like I said, Eric is here with me today. It's a pleasure to be co-casting with you today, sir. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm all pumped up here, ready to do some Clash of Clans esports here as we get ready for the last couple rounds here of our last chance qualifier to determine the seedings as we get ready to go into the playoffs here, Woody. I'm excited. I'm all pumped up, and we're ready to go.
Me too. Let's go ahead and take a look at the format overall and discuss where we're at in Clash Masters. This is a qualifier to end all qualifiers. The fourth week of competition following 3 preliminary qualifiers that saw 4 teams make it on through. Those top 4 teams have already got their playoff spot, and the other 4 teams that are competing today have already earned their playoff spot in the last chance qualifier. But seeding is ever important because QSFN, Space Station, Hagura Metal, and NY Amazing are waiting in the wings to see which of the 4 teams today are going to rank at the very top and which ones they'll get the chance to face off against soon. Here is the top list right now where you can see the current ranking among the 4 squads. Eric, what do you make of it?
I mean, every single one of these teams is absolutely fantastic and terrifying to face in their own right here, but depending on how these teams do today will determine who their opponents will be when we start the playoffs here. So looking at today's matchups here, we have the Queen Walkers getting ready to play against X Team. We got Tribe Gaming ready to play against Tompanai Empire, and we got to find out who's going where. But I mean, even just what's going on today, these are going to be some incredible wars here, regardless of who ends up where. I'm excited for every single one of these matchups. Amazing, amazing teams here, Woody.
Sure is an amazing lineup. Queen Walkers versus X Team is going to be our first setup. I gotta say, I think X Team might be the underdog in this one as well as in the bracket overall, because if you look down at the bottom side, Tribe Gaming versus Tompanai Empire, another golden ticket squad there. This is really an amazing quad in this bracket, but I gotta say, I think that Tompanai Empire is my favorite to get the top spot overall today. Who's really standing out to you, Eric?
I mean, everybody loves the Queen Walkers. They're the most popular team in the world, a golden ticket holder, the second team to get their golden, actually, no, wait, third. I guess Tompanai actually got their second before Queen Walkers did. So, I mean, that means we have 2 golden ticket holders and a silver ticket holder with Tribe Gaming. And that is a crazy, crazy lineup here, and kind of what we expect to see at the top end of Clash of Clans esports. We see the same teams rise to the top over and over and over, displaying their skill and showing exactly why they are here and why they're competing today.
All right, you are, Eric. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and discuss what prizes are available for this event. As you know, there's a $20,000 prize pool total available, but take a look at that right side. The playoffs shows what's up for grabs at the end. That's what these teams are competing for right now, their placement in the playoffs, and it's $5,000 for first place, $2,500 for second place, and even third place gets $1,000. Huge prizes up for grabs in Clash Masters, the biggest among these community events. And as we've seen before, placement into other top events. This is really the premiere of the esports community leagues, feeding in fact, to the Clash of Clans World Championship itself. A silver ticket holder, a wildcard ticket holder, Aphelion Esports, earned their spot because of their performance in Clash Masters. So there are a lot of eyes on this lineup right now. This is a squad that can shape the metagame for big esports events to come. And I know that we are going to be talking about the playoffs for Clash Masters just shortly after our last chance qualifier for the main world championship next week. So I think we're ready to hop into it. Eric, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, speaking of Aphelion Esports, the Queen Walkers beat them in the last round, and now coming in with looks like a Zap Lalo to kick us off here as Stodra starts in. Stodra's normally the Pekka Smasher. This is very interesting to see him coming in with something that might be out of his comfort zone here. He normally comes in with the with the P.E.K.K.A. Smash, and he's really, really good at it. Revered as one of the best in the world at it, even. He's going to be dropping in a Yeti Blimp there to pair with this Heroes Punching in there, and it looks like the Queen was delayed, so the King went in that compartment all by himself. The Yeti Blimp, combined with the Lightning, combined with the King, made a line of just carnage all the way from the edge of the base all the way into the core. He'll try to trim it out even further with the Queen coming down the top flank there, and we'll see how much value you can get here, but I think he's going to be leaving up this Town Hall and the Eagle Artillery, which means he's going to have to lollo through the Town Hall, potentially facing the Sweeper, unless he takes the risks and ends on it here, Woody. There's obviously a lot of risk here in this attack, and we'll see if he can pull it through.
Well, speaking of carnage, Stadra has carved a big C into this base. Excellent pathing for the Loons, and as you mentioned, a bit of a risk involved here, but I really like the way that he's started off. He's even got to pop an Earthquake there, presumably to get that Town Hall activated and up so that the Loons can target onto it. Or maybe for this Royal Champion instead. She's going to get some tosses off here. Can't she take it down? It looks like she's got a solid shot. A second Invis out. She's going to get the first star here, Eric.
Yeah, that was a really clever way to do that, and now my worries are gone. I'm not really worried about that. There's no more multi-infernos. There's one scatter shot with air defenses next to it, so we can get proper tanking on it. The Eagle Artillery will be engaged first. He's not facing a Sweeper with the RC coming in there. That was absolutely brilliant, and he's only got one haste to carry him through, but that should be enough here. I feel like he's just mostly facing the clock here, unless his scatter shot's able to put out a lot of damage here, Woody.
Yeah, that scatter shot, the last line of defense in splash damage, and Stadra's going to haste right on over it. One big shot takes out a lot of those Loons. We still do have a Wizard Tower and an air defense trying to fire away, but ground targeting Expos, not a big threat. Single target Inferno, not a threat either. They are pathing a little bit awkwardly around those core defenses on the left side there. Wizard Tower getting lots of shots off, and the air defense as well, popping them down.
Ooh.
Those two stand, and this base might hold on after all, Eric.
Yeah, no kidding. This is unexpected here. I didn't think it was going to be able to hold back those balloons there. There's a lot of them, but they were pretty clumped up there. Like you said, they definitely did not path exactly the way he was hoping, and they didn't have any spell support on the backside. He's going to come really, really, really close here. He still might even be able to pull it off here. Only that single Inferno. He's got all these minions, but they get caught in the Tornado Trap. The Warden's chipping away, but the Warden can deal damage. I think the single Inferno might actually be damaged up, and the Warden can potentially finish it, and...
Go, go, go! No!
Oh, no. Woody, what happened?
The closest possible finish we could have in a battle. A 2-star, 99% down on time, and the Warden cracks at the end. One single more shot would have done it, but as it turns out, he didn't get it in, and that is going to be the end of the attack and the end of the hopes for Stadra, the lead attacker for Queen Walkers, coming up ever so short.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something that I rarely see Stadra do. He's so well known for his P.E.K.K.A. Smash attack, being able to pick any base apart there. And for stepping out of his comfort zone there and going with something that he typically wouldn't be using, he did pretty well with it, just wasn't able to quite close it. But that's what happens when the bases are tough, when you have to attack bases that are not going to be vulnerable to the attack strategy that you are most comfortable with, and he knows when it won't work, and he will switch it up as necessary. But now we got XBB coming in from the other side, and we've got a double hero charge with a whole bunch of sneaky goblins getting ready to go out to the Town Hall, opening up with the Yeti Blimp. He can snipe that Town Hall off with these sneakies, and then notice that he's got 10 healers here, and he can go in with 2 heroes of his choice to do 2 separate charges, and we'll see if he can handle it and do these simultaneously.
It's the poison down on those CC troops, ticking them off just a little bit at a time. Healers and that Unicorn are going to get this Archer Queen all the way around the bend and into that bottom compartment where a scatter shot is a really juicy key target. A little bit of funneling there as well on the bottom left side, as you can see, to make sure that that Archer Queen goes in and goes deep. Eagle Artillery even all the way deep in there to try to go after. And Eric, tell me a little bit about why X Team might have brought so many healers for this raid.
I mean, if the heroes can get the value that he's thinking here, then he can do two separate hero charges here. The Queen obviously is joining with the King and the Warden here, but he could do the Royal Champion and go in somewhere completely separate. As long as she's not running into enemy heroes, she can pick up a huge amount of value with a little bit of spell support, and he can clear out most of the backside of the base there with that if he decides he wants to do that. But combining the Warden ability with the Queen charge and the King is going to get some big value out of them. But here's those sneaky goblins. He cleared the traps around the Town Hall, makes them invisible, snipes that Town Hall off. Ooh, close. He almost didn't get it there, Woody. But here comes the Royal Champion on the right side. But she will have to engage this enemy Royal Champion, which is a little bit of a roadblock for her. And that's going to be one of the key things here, that if he can get through her and get out healthy, then he's got a pretty solid chance of sweeping this entire top quadrant of the base here with the World Champion.
He is going the long, hard way, but he's hopping over walls, using Invis at the greatest possible moment to protect and insulate these troops that are taking lots of damage from a multi-inferno out the left, not pathing perfectly down toward it. They are really taking a lot of fire, but here they go. Hop over the wall, crack it down, still holding on to that Queen ability for dear life, and it might have been forced there, Eric. But they are making their way to the very final outside edge. The Royal Champion ability ought to be able to knock down these Teslas no problem at all. XBB might just have done it with a huge hero charge that didn't even really need any normal troops.
Yeah, he just needs to worry about the cleanup now, but I think if he holds on to his RC ability long enough here, he'll be able to not only take the defense, but also help with the cleanup. The minions step in there and pick off the RC pad, and he's able to clear out all of the buildings on the backside. He's got it. It's absolutely crushed here, and that means X Team starts off in the lead above the Queen Walkers here, Woody. They're doing fantastic.
Excellent result for X Team. You could not have hoped really for something any better than that, to start off with a star up ahead of Queen Walkers with Stadra out of it. A player who is highly expected to be able to get one of those triples for the Queen Walker squad. This Japanese team has taken a big punch in the nose out the gate. X Team coming back and surprising with an unusual attack strategy, relatively off meta to do a double hero charge like that, especially at the outset. A lot of times we see, you know, a bit more standard meta, you know, not strange starts that can just really womp a base that they think is particularly weak to, you know, maybe, Master Ags or anything like that. So to get kind of a fancy start for X Team and for it to pull off successfully and get a defense, X Team is really happy about this.
Yeah, no kidding. You got to remember that first attacker has the least amount of time to plan in these wars here. So to come up with that plan that quickly and then perform it that well, that's absolutely brilliant here. And it's going to put them in the lead here, in an early lead, and against a monster of a team here. Like we said, Queen Walkers already has a golden ticket to the World Championship. But what is this? Gaku coming in with a Zap Frozen Witch? This is a attack strategy that I haven't seen really at Town Hall 14. It's commonly used at Town Hall 13 from players like Unicorns of Love, but this one is very, very bizarre to be seen at Town Hall 14, and we'll see if he can get it done. But this is interesting, Woody.
Goodness. Look at all these witches! A log launcher rolling straight through that big wall of the base over there, and we're almost starting to lag. There's so many troops spotting on this battlefield. This is going to be a chaotic start into an even wilder finish, as there are basically 3 different paths of attack for Gaku now. He rolls the final log over, and that's going to crack into the Town Hall compartment, but a CC's coming out. It's going to start to fire away. There is no poison in his army, so Gaku's going to have to deal with this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the downside is all the golems, you see them along the bottom edge of the base. They went to the outside, the king went to the outside, the warden went to the outside. Every big troop went to the outside, and the only thing that went to the core was the log launcher itself, which obviously has predetermined pathing. The queen got stuck on the lava house. She went to the outside as well. He's in a lot of trouble here. This could honestly potentially go through for a 1-star if he can't lock this Town Hall down, but if he is able to wrap around, if he is able to get the Royal Champion in there to take it out, then he has a little bit of potential to be able to recover this. But I'm a little bit worried here that he's going to have to burn almost all of his spell support to get the Royal Champion through the Town Hall here. And if he does... Wait, where's this king going? Is he going in? The king's actually trying to go inside the base here, buddy.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this is going to be a lot of spells that he'll have to drop in order to take the Town Hall down, but of course he's going to be willing to do it. Send it all in, because if you miss that 2nd star, you are going to be toast. King and a Golem down there on the bottom, trying to do a little bit of tanking for this Royal Champion, but oh, she's taking so many shots. Bombs going off all over the place. Poison takes her down, and just a sad 2-star follow-up for the Queen Walkers, slipping and stumbling against the X team.
Yeah, this is two misses. Two misses here for the Queen Walkers, and breaking out unorthodox strategies. This is a strategy, like I said, we haven't seen in ages, and we know that it can work, but I mean, you have to have the path, you got to have the funnel really, really solid. He opened up so many different walls on the top side of the base to give him all kinds of different access, and he still had so many of his big, heavy troops there walk off that left flank. And that really, really caused a lot of problems for this attack. I'm curious to know if he would have been able to pull it through had those golems and the king actually went into the base there, and if he could have got everything to follow that log launcher, because he had a strong amount of force moving through there, and if they would have stayed central. That's one of the downsides of that attack there, Woody. If you have the more spammy attack like that with just a wall of troops like that, you don't have a ton of control over exactly where they're going to path. And so if they do path poorly, then you're in a lot of trouble because you're coming in opposite of the town hall.
Yeah, triple golem and 15 witches was a spooky Halloween spectacular, but it is not going to be able to pull on the force of that hallowed day, because we're in November now. Eric, there's no there's no Halloween boost for the witches anymore. I don't know what the Queen Walkers are thinking here, but they cannot make it happen this time around anyways. Yeah, and as you mentioned, it is really difficult to keep them all corralled together, going down exactly where you need them to. With so many troops, you don't even really have the ability to swap off to an alternate plan. If it's just like 3 or 4, Dragon Riders that you're trying to keep together, wherever they go, you can spell support, you can drop, maybe a Royal Champion to try to get the outer edge. But with 15 witches, they're going to kind of have free reign over the base, and you can try to adapt and fix up. And as you saw there, we're able to get the Town Hall down despite kind of an awkward start, but no dice for the Queen Walkers. Next up is going to be X Team, though, launching in with a Dragon Rider Queen Charge Assault. Left side corner is going to get a scatter shot down while the Town Hall was taken out early on. So this is a really good start for X Team.
Yeah, just needs to get the value of the Queen Charge here. She will need to get the CC pull and get some of these enemy heroes out of the way, going after the Queen, the Eagle Artillery, and the King all at once here in this top compartment. And there's a lot of value to pick up for the Queen, not only in just picking off some big defenses up there, getting that scatter shot as well, but also create really solid pathing all the way to the base there. Look how thin it is across the bottom of the base, and if he can get the sweepers out of the way, there's definitely a lot of potential in this attack here. I like the setup so far, but I feel like he's going to have to come in with the Dragon Riders in from the right, actually, to go and start onto the enemy Royal Champion and come up on the back side of the sweeper. So we'll see exactly what he does here, but there's the CC pull, catching some black mines there with the balloons, even though they weren't going to the path that the Queen's going to be taking, but she should have no problem reaching over the ball there, grabbing another sweeper, and then here comes that's an interesting path here. Wait, he's got more wall breakers. What is he doing here? Is he trying to wall break all the way to the core of the base here with the Queen?
I am not sure. Yeah, he's got a couple more, though. I don't think he's going to be able to get all the way down to the bottom side. He's sure going to try. Here it comes. One rolling on in. Pop it in. That's going to be one wall. Can he get the other down, Eric?
This is interesting. I wonder if we can... Well, he doesn't actually need to get that other one down. That wall break gives him access to the multi-inferno. He can reach over the wall and grab it, and now he's going to get pushed right down that channel to the bomb tower and the expo, and then he can go find a wall to attack on the other side here and tank these expos on the back side of the base here while the Dragon Riders make their approach. But he has to get to this single inferno. Burden spells over on that right side. Gonna pop his RC ability, takes out the majority of stuff over there, and he's on his way to another triple as long as he's got the time. He's got so much force. He still has a lot of spell support here. Like, he's absolutely crushed here, Woody. This is beyond gone here as long as he's got the time to clean it up.
Yeah, and he does. I mean, you're giving him a lot of credit. And I gotta say, it is a triple. It looks very clean. But those Seeking Air Mines from Stadra almost destroyed the Dragon Rider army. And even though he's got plenty of cleanup with the extra troops along the outer edge, if those mines had been placed a little bit earlier in the base, X-Team might have had a little bit more trouble getting that triple. But still, as it stands, congratulations to them. It was a well-planned attack and executed flawlessly. good luck on the inside with those traps, but still managed to get some great cracks in there with the super wall breaks deep inside the base to finally funnel that queen down to the bottom edge and prevent those Dragon Riders from having trouble on the final approach. So very good job here to X Team. A 2-star start up against the Queen Walkers is maybe the best start that any team has had against the Queen Walkers in a very long time, Eric.
Yeah, it's so difficult to predict what these players are going to do because you think the queen's going to go up to the top of that compartment she's working on, and then he had a whole other plan. He drove her right down the middle of the base there, found weird wall breaks, and just a very interesting creative path there for that queen charge. And it worked out. It worked out for him. And I mean, 2 stars up on the Queen Walkers right now, that is absolutely huge here because like you mentioned, as we're looking over the brackets at the start, they would probably be considered the underdog team going against 2 teams here that have golden tickets to the World Championship, 1 team that has a silver ticket, and they're the only team that doesn't have that prowess in their accomplishments so far. So we'll see if X Team can hold it together here against the Queen Walkers.
Yeah, I think that they have got an excellent start, and this is the sort of morale boost that, especially when you feel like you're coming from behind, but you know that you're skilled, you know you've got great bases built, this is what will propel you on to a total victory. I think that the Queen Walkers are just going to be completely dumbfounded right now by this big drop early on, capping out at 13 stars against the team that's perfect so far. Stars is really going to have to put a big amount of pressure up, and my, is he going to try to do it in style? A double golem into 9 bats. Battle Blimp out the rip to get a big drop on this left side compartment. He's got the invis and freeze ready to shut down whatever can pop out. Finds the scatter as well as that Archer Queen. And these Yetis mean business, Eric.
I feel like the Queen Walkers are treating this like a show match as they come out with crazy, weird strategies, out of the ordinary things, away from their normal. And I mean, some of these just feel normal because these players are so ridiculously creative that they come up with this stuff all the time. But this is absolutely wild that he's coming in here with this sneaky kill squad bat attack with, I don't even know what to call this. There's just a little bit of everything in this one here with multiple golems, ice golems, hogs, balloons, tons of sneak goblins, an enormous amount of wall breakers. I'm really interested to see if he can pull this off here, Woody. This will be absolutely crazy and brilliant if he is able to.
Well, we saw a double hero charge on the first attack. Now the Queen Walkers are treating us to another weird, wild, woolly combo setup here, but he spent a little bit more time than I would hope to see out the outset. You know, he's almost halfway through the attack, and especially with such an atypical attack strategy, you need a flawless finish that goes really pretty super quick in order to make sure that any mistake that happens along the way can be adjusted for. He is really kind of leaving no margin of error here as he gets the entry to the right side, freezes off with the Royal Champion to stab down that enemy Eagle Artillery. Archer Queen's going to go for the multi up in the center, and with those splash damage structures down, these bats could have free reign, but there's no freeze at all for these bats, Eric.
That's really odd in its own right. Even he's got wizard towers all across the top side of the base there, those 2 up there that you don't need to deal with. Looks like the Royal Champion working with that golem up there is able to do the trick there. A couple wizards following for cleanup. He still has an RC ability. He's able to actually be able to take out that top wizard tower. If he can get all the way to the one on that far left, he can start the bats directly onto... What? The Warden is deployed late solo to go after the multi? No, this is wild here, Woody. What is happening? He's got the ice golems in the backside to go deal with the wizard tower up there. All the splash damage is mostly dealt with here, and the Warden will end up following the bat swarm here, can use his ability to protect it. He's running slow on time here, though. I think time is the biggest factor in this one, but he's clearly has enough force to finish out the base. There's the tornado trap in the middle of the base, but the Warden protected bats are going to sweep the entire bottom of the base here, but with only 5 seconds left, he's not going to have enough time to finish it, I don't think. No, he's not. 98%. Wow. I'm shocked that he made it as far as he did. That was absolutely insane. He just needed a couple more seconds.
A tragic end for Stars off of a weird start that turned out to be a really good mid-stage, but yeah, missing that single multi-target Inferno rather in the mid and forcing the drop of the Grand Warden to try to take it out. Just yeah, it only really came down to being 2 seconds late. He came super close, but the adjustment through the middle into the late stage of that attack prior to the bat drop was just a little bit too awkward to be able to handle that crucial defense. Wound up losing quite a few bats, I think, to the multi-target Inferno, and that is going to cost you DPS, something that you can't afford to give up when you're down to the wire like you were there. So another really creative one. I applaud the ingenuity of the Queen Walkers here and showing us another interesting way to deconstruct a base, but not being able to demolish it entirely. It is now going to be a star tie, 6-6, with X Team up on the attack, and it is now their war to lose. Eric.
Yeah. I really feel like Queen Walkers is coming out here and having fun, and they don't seem to be taking it as seriously as X Team is here, since they've already qualified for their position for the playoffs, and this is just for a seeding. So maybe they're comfortable with anybody that they go against, and they're just having some fun with it. But I absolutely love it. I love to see their creativity and their ingenuity. And speaking of creativity, we got Den coming in with witches and mass hogs. What on earth is this, Woody?
I do not know, but this is a show match to remember, and this is actually an amazing echo from what we saw in the previous season of Clash Masters during the final last chance qualifier, when the teams knew that their standing in the playoffs was already secured and they were just fighting for seeding. They did some pretty incredible fantastic attacks, and Queen Walkers and X Team will neither of them embarrass or disappoint this time around. X Team will be launching a huge charge in the bottom corner with no Grand Warden support at all. It is just going to be those hogs doing their darndest to knock this whole base down, but launched into the sky with so many spring traps. I think Den might have finally met his match in a difficult base setup by Gaku that seemed well prepared to deal with those hogs.
Yeah, we're seeing this style of base more and more move into the defensive meta, and it's actually been super effective. A lot of people have been struggling with this style base, and I don't think maybe I've seen like one or two of this style base go down as we've been watching through these tournaments here, but this has been a very powerful base design, something to take note of that these players are going to have to learn to adapt to, because we're seeing it more and more and more where people have to charge the heroes generally on the town hall side of the base, which leaves all the traps to go on the other side, which just rip through those hogs, especially without the warden support. They just got hammered there, and a 65%. I mean, they're still in a 2-star lead here above the Queen Walkers, but that definitely sets them back a little bit here.
It's meant to be the hogs that are doing the hammering here, Eric, and instead they got hammered themselves. So ultimately, X Team knew that they were pretty far ahead. They could afford to throw a pretty crazy attack out there, and hey, they did not get the reward that they were looking for, and are actually going to be dropping below Queen Walkers on percentage, interestingly enough. Kind of an awkward stumble in the mid-war when a 3-star there would have pretty much just closed it all up. Now Queen Walkers have the chance to come back with 2 triples, and if X Team continues to fall apart, this could be the turnaround point that we'll be talking about for weeks to come. Queen Walkers are still in this one after all, Eric.
Yeah, and with the attacker that is known for being one of the most creative attacker, and if they're treating this like a show match, then we're in for a treat as we get ready for Klaus to come in next, the most popular player in Clash of Clans history. Let's see if he can get it done today and bring out that spark of creativity and just come out with something absolutely wild.
Well, I sure am ready for it. Let's see how it breaks off. Eric, I am excited to see how the Queen Walkers can get this one done. Can they get this one done? It's 2 stars behind and needing back-to-back triples. The end of a war that has already started off with some fantastic fireworks. We've seen hogs fly. We've seen witches brood. We've seen golems out here aplenty, and it's really just pretty marvelous that a Queen Charge Dragon Rider has been kind of the only like standard attack that we've seen so far.
Right. Yeah, I mean, even the double hero charge, like both of these teams are just having what? 25 Valkyries? Klaus, no. Is he really? Woody, he's going He's putting on a show for us. They're putting on a show for us, and if he can pull this off, I think this might be the first true mass Valkyrie attack that I've ever seen go through for triple, if he can pull it off.
Dun 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 dun. The ride of the Valkyries to Valhalla. Klaus, send them all in. 25 of those red-haired maidens ready to chop, dice, slice, and unfortunately, facing off against a base that has pretty widely spread targets in the middle, not going to get a whole lot of value on the splash damage. I'm sure he can pull off the 2-star with pretty much any army comp out there, but the triple is going to be mighty tough against Den Den's setup. If you were trying to triple this base with Valks, Eric, how would you do it?
Well, obviously the Valkyries can't be facing scatter shots, and the Town Hall is fairly lethal to them, but a lot of times people have done Valkyrie pushes through the Town Hall on bases like this, but he's gonna have to do most of the work here with the heroes. The Valkyries are very vulnerable. They can deal a lot of damage very, very quickly, but if they start to take heavy damage, they go down in droves. But he's got multiple heal spells as well, so he's gonna be getting ready to go in through the Eagle Artillery, opposite of the Town Hall. He's got a Stone Slammer, not a Log Launcher, and here we go, Woody. He's coming in with the King over the right side, and the Valkyries get a funnel on the outside. Everybody's going in, deploys a big chunk of the Valkyries, almost all of them, holds on to 3 as the rest surge their way into the base here with the first heal, and he swaps out for the Blimp to sail across the base. Warden ability to protect the Blimp, and the Valkyries just push his way through. There's the CC pull with the RC working along the outside. Yeah. This Blimp has to reach the Town Hall for him to have any chance here, Woody. And, whoa, what is this, Woody? What is he doing here?
It's not a bad CC to find for these Valkyries. They're staying really clumped up along the interior of this base. Just walking through the alleyways, they get to catch a tornado trap right there, and a bit awkward for Klaus, but he is going to be able to make it through that additional wall. After all, the Valkyries continue their path of the destruction, chopping away at the entirety, but missing out on an Eternal Tome to protect from that poison there. They're actually going to be able to path around it after all.
Whoa.
What on earth?
Look at the Queen in the middle. She's going to go down to the bottom of the base there, pick off the defenses on the outside. The entire base has been completely gutted out there. The Valkyries walk out the backside. The Royal Champion is still safe and sweeping around. He still has a Queen ability. I think he's got it here. If he can get through and get that storage up on the top side there, that's still going to be the last building standing. And the King is on it. He's not only got it, but he's got it with a swag Queen. Oh my God, I cannot believe that he pulled it off. 25 Valkyries, plus 26 if you count the one in the CC. Absolutely brilliant here. That was insane, Woody.
Well, they will be feasting in Valhalla tonight. An excellent attack. So happy to see the triple come out with something so weird, wacky, and fun. Hats off to the Queen Walkers, because they, across the board, have been giving us quite the show. Jaga from X Team, the next to hit. 6 dragons and 4 dragon riders. Back to the old school. They are taking this war seriously, Eric. They are not going to be risking their position now with a chance to pull far ahead of the Queen Walkers. A 3-star will put it very much decisively in the win column, but even a 2-star keeps them in the lead. Charge in the right corner should find a scatter shot, and a big wide spread along the top will take down the Eagle early.
And we have to remember that Queen Walkers pulled ahead on percentage on that last attack that X Team missed. So another miss here could put the Queen Walkers in a position where they could swing this war back and take it in the next attack if this one doesn't go through. So the Dragon's working their way through. He's got the double clone. The clone's going to go for this Blimp as it sails all the way across the base here to the Town Hall, getting knocked around by the sweepers, but does arrive on target and clears a whole bunch of the traps on this way through. Is going to nuke that out while the Queen continues on the right side, going to get the scatter shot down, and look at these clone balloons nuking out that entire section of the base. They're barely missing the air defense over the right side, but there's so much left here. I think he's in a really, really strong spot here, and they're going to put X Team to maintain their lead here potentially if they can get through this enemy Queen there, and she does go down. He's home free. There's not much there left on the base to be able to stop this here, Woody.
Not much at all, Eric. And this is a mighty spread going in for a super satisfying finish. There's really just a Lava Hound in the pups now to try to slow them down, but that is not going to be enough to stop these Dragon Riders. They are not even going to get a shot off on the pups, and instead they will focus entirely on the defenses in the bottom corner, finish it off, and now it's just a matter of cleanup with over a minute remaining. X team have done it. Another triple on the board brings them to a total of 11 overall.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant performance here from X Team today. They can just 2-star and they can win it. They can put out a reach here for the Queen Walkers on their next attack, but that doesn't mean the Queen Walkers isn't come out swinging. They're going to try to give themselves that opportunity. Maybe they can force that 1-star, but one way or another, they're going to have some fun doing it, and they clearly are having some fun with today's match.
100%, and you couldn't be happier about that conclusion. It wasn't as exciting maybe as 26 Valkyries storming in, but that was a very good solid Dragon strike that had kind of no mistakes or slip-ups against a tough base. X Team are showing why they are one of the top 4 teams now in Clash Masters and vying for that #1 positioning against a team that has stood the test of time. The Queen Walkers is a force to be feared, but they seem to be out for style points in this war, Eric, and not necessarily for the win.
they're treating this like a show match, like I said. Then they're definitely breaking out some really interesting, fun strategies and putting on a show for the viewers, and I appreciate that. That's awesome to see them do that, especially where they've already locked in their position for the playoffs. All of these teams have, and they're all going to be moving on and playing, and this is just for seeding here. So if they place higher, then they will potentially get an easier opponent. And I don't know that the Queen Walkers is afraid of any of these people. they're gonna face whoever they face in the other half of that bracket from the 4 teams that already qualified, and we'll just have some fun with it and see what they got coming up for the next attack here. But we're gonna be closing out for the Queen Walkers with Yuta as he comes in with he just swapped out to a Siege Barracks, and he's got 10 healers, 20 sneaky goblins, and pretty much he's got the 1 Dragon Rider. That's his army right there, Woody. 1 Dragon Rider and his heroes.
Okay,
let's see if we can get it done.
As long as he remember the Dragon Rider, he should be fine.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he might just be doing some completely bonkers double hero mess with so many healers, but really unfortunate that he actually might come close to losing one there with the Archer Tower getting a pop and lock early. Yuta is going to be making his way into this left side compartment after all, though I suspect with a super wall break to be able to crack through. He might be trying to get that air defense down before he does so. What is the aim for the second stage of the attack, though, I wonder? Is the Grand Warden going to come in for the second hero strike? No. Hold on. Take a look at the Town Hall. Goblin's going to grab that early.
Yep. Well, he's got the no air targeting defenses around this Eagle Artillery here, so he's going to sneak in that Dragon Rider after he cleared everything around the edge, and the Dragon Rider will go in completely unthreatened, but he takes a shot to his healers. Look at the HP on his healers here. The Eagle locks on again, but he freezes it to save the Queen's healers. He doesn't have a heal spell. He can't save the healers if they take any damage. He's about to approach a Multi-Inferno. He might be in trouble here if those healers go down. If anything, a Stiff Breeze will take them out right now, and he's got to be extremely careful here. And they're starting to get targeted. Oh, they're all gone. They're instantly all gone here. And he deploys the rest. Well, he's got backups. He's got backups here. He's gonna just redeploy another set of healers and keep going.
Well, space to spare, I suppose. Can he keep this going forward? He's got to be on his toes because this is not a solid spread at all. The Dragon Rider has done whatever it can possibly do out there in the left corner, but it's all up to these bottom heroes now. Eternal Tome for protection as they are taking a ton of heat, but I think Yuta probably wishes that these healers would swap off onto the Queen. She has just been hammered away and kind of has no targets now. The Sweeper pushing her own healers back, denying the top off that she's been looking for. I guess now they'll make their way onto the upper edge of this base. 47 seconds left and just a couple of spells left to spend. The Rage and Freeze are out. Can Yuta finish it off?
He's got a decent push going on, but time is going to be the bigger issue. The damage density around the top of the base there has been thinned out very heavily by those hogs and the king working their way up there. So the queen and the warden can keep going for... Nope, where's the queen? Did the queen go down? I think that Expo picked off the queen, and that is going to be the end of the road here for Yuta. An 81%, I think he'll get here, maybe 82, but one way or another, it's not going to triple, and he definitely had some fun with it. I like the replacement of the healers, but those clearly intended to go for another hero to keep them alive, and that didn't happen. There's a lot of small things that went wrong in that attack there, and it all ultimately added up to a miss. So that's going to put the Queen Walkers into a low score here. It looks like 11 on the war. They're only triple there being the one that was the least likely to go through with 26 Valkyries. But, I mean, we definitely had some fun with their the show that they put on for us.
Yeah, congrats to them. It is a tight war, but the X team are about to take this home. They have got the percentage lead and just need to get a single star up there to finish it off. Thank you to the Queen Walkers for keeping this interesting down to the last and showing some very unusual attack strategies. If you come back and see them again, I'm almost ready to guarantee that they will have a bit more ABC, by the book Clash of Clans. Not always and not entirely, but this opportunity to use some different attack strategies, experiment a bit, and maybe prepare for, an unexpected finish in the playoffs coming up in a couple of weeks. I think that the Queen Walkers, if they haven't yet made a name for themselves in your mind, you will be remembering these attacks after today because of the creativity that they brought for them here. So let's see the last strike now from Melee. It's the kitchen sink!
Oh boy, look at this. He's got a Noah's Ark. It's a ground Noah's Ark here by the look of it. Normally, when we try to bring as many different types of troops as possible, at Town 14, it's close to impossible to bring every kind of troop here, so they got to get a little bit creative and pick and choose which ones they want to leave off the board. But it seems like they left most of the air troops off of the board here, except for a baby dragon and a couple of balloons. And obviously those healers are a critical part to any Noah's Ark attack, as he comes in with the Warden Walk in from the top corner against an anti-2-star base, and trimming out that other corner there with a wizard. And was it a bowler over there? I'm not sure what it was, but he's got super bowlers and super archers as his super troops chosen for this attack here, Woody. We're in for something wild, and they're definitely both keeping it really interesting in this match.
I don't know how you could manage to find the troops that you need at the moment you need them with so many on the board,
right?
But somehow he's doing it. Jump is out, and they're going to have a good entry to this midsection despite massive damage storming all the way in. So look at all those Expos firing away. He hasn't yet got the activation on the Town Hall, and that's pretty good news because he wants to dodge that Giga Inferno as long as possible, but he has made it out to the interior. A bowler shot, a super bowler shot, in fact, is going to crack through, get the Town Hall down. First star is claimed, and that big murder ball is powering straight through.
Yeah, now the Yeti's out of the siege barracks. They're going to join in the fight there as they come in late, joining with the road champion, sweeping around the right side. He does have the enemy road champion who was chasing off the core, drew some of the troops off to the right-hand corner of that compartment, but they're regrouping now, and they're pushing through strong. He lost the healers, and that's going to hurt him on the backside, but he did get all the enemy heroes out of the way, and he still has a little bit of tanking survivor in the middle of the base there. The Queen is still alive, hammering away, as she might be able to get to that multi-inferno, but the road champion is going to be the key player on the backside of the attack. He doesn't have any spell support to get her through, and she's going to have to solo the back end by herself, but it's relatively light back there. She's running low on HP. She'll be able to pick off a handful of these defenses, but the Royal Champion ability timing is going to be critical. There it goes. Able to make so we can one-shot the cannon. He takes out the Archer Tower in one hit, and I think she's actually going to ultimately go down. But if you get that multi, then maybe the rest of the troops here can still clean up. There's still a little bit of chance there. He's got time to work here, Woody.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. Baby Dragon up top is going to be raged and angry, ready to get some big burp damage. Distracting for this Archer Tower. Oh, soaks a Seeking Air Mine, though, and not good news for the remaining troops. 18 seconds, and I'm starting to wonder if time is going to be the issue on cleanup and not the troops. They're going to have to crack through that wall there, and I just think that that's a bit too much to ask. Still, Melee has got all the way into the 90s with a kitchen sink or Noah's Ark strategy, as you said there, and will finish off this war for a win. X team victorious, grabbing the pickup over Queen Walkers on a 13-11 scoreline with really interesting, atypical, out-of-the-box attacks across the board. It was a pleasure to watch, and if past is prelude, we have got another excellent war coming up soon, Eric.
Yeah, I wonder if the next teams will follow this example here, and seeing as they are all qualified for the playoffs already, we could definitely see some crazy wars to come here, and we'll still see the Queen Walkers again a little bit later on. We'll see X Team again a little bit later on, and we'll get ready for our next match between Tribe Gaming and Tompanite Empire, Woody.
Well, let's do it. We can take a look at the bracket now. X Team move on to the finals, while Queen Walkers will wait in the bronze match. Tribe Gaming and Tompanite Empire is the next matchup for us to go and watch. And boy, is it going to be a great one. As you know, Tribe Gaming trying to get their spot into the Clash of Clans World Finals. They picked up a silver ticket out of their performance in this past COC Esports run. So that promoted them from the wildcard ticket that they had already earned and are going to be vying for their last chance qualifier spot shortly. But it's another last chance qualifier for them here today, a team that has been on the bubble repeatedly and has stared down many difficult opponents. And so they will again. Tompanite Empire, a golden ticket squad that has been up on the top all year. What do you make of this next match, Eric?
I think we're gonna have a crazy one. I really hope they also come out with the spark of creativity on this one here. But that match will be starting in just a few minutes here. We're gonna take a short break here, and then we're going to be back for that match momentarily. So don't go too far, and we got a whole lot of Clash of Clans left in store for you.
back to Clash Masters. We are in our last chance qualifier, and it is the last round before we get our entire bracket set for the rest of the day. Howdy, and thanks for joining us again. It's Tompanai Empire versus Tribe Gaming for our last semifinal match. I'm co-casting with Eric. What are you looking forward to most about this next match, Eric?
I mean, you have a silver ticket holder, Tribe Gaming, versus a golden ticket holder to Clash Worlds, Tompanai Empire. You're looking at two world-class teams here going head-to-head and trying to work their way into the finals to secure the best seeding position. But if we see anything like we saw in the last one, with no prize money to gain here on the line at this point in the tournament, that's all going to be for the playoffs. These players are definitely having some fun today, and we absolutely know that Tribe Gaming has a lot of crazy, creative, fun attackers, and I'm not sure exactly what their plan is for this war here, what their take is, and how they're going to treat this, but I am in for a show here. This is going to be absolutely wild here, Woody.
Yeah, we all are, Eric, and this is going to be one to remember. Whether it's going to be standard, straight up, trying to get that hard-earned win, or whether it's going to be, just like we saw in the last war, creative attacks, fun, weird, unusual army compositions, or maybe even some strange base designs, experimental. It is definitely going to be something that we can learn from either way and absolutely enjoy. So, Clash Masters last chance qualifier finals spot up for grab between Tompanai Empire, a golden ticket team going to the very top of the world finals, and Tribe Gaming, another squad that has been right there alongside them for this entire year, just a step behind. They're going to be going to the last chance qualifier for the COC esports event, and want to prove here and now that they are a force to be reckoned with, that they deserve a final spot in this playoffs, and that they will get that golden ticket. Their fans are going to have their eyes glued to the screen now because this first attack is so important for them. Exosist, the first striker with a Queen Charge P.E.K.K.A. Smash army here, Eric.
Yeah, and you gotta watch out for Exorcist because his P.E.K.K.A. smashes can be very, very abnormal compared to what we typically see out of a P.E.K.K.A. smash here. But he will be charging his queen in the left-hand compartment. She'll need to go in here and deal with the CC no matter what. And then he has this option of how he wants to go on to the next phase of the attack here. He's gonna send in the blimp actually to go and take out this enemy queen, land on top of her with a raged up Yeti blimp there. Will be able to surge forward and take out the multi-inferno ideally here. If he gets that multi, he's in a good spot, but oh no! The enemy queen's still on the wrong side of the wall, but he still gets the Yeti Mice to reach over there and get the multi down. So Crisis is inverted there, but the queen on defense does stay standing, and he'll continue this queen charge towards the town hall. It doesn't look like he's going to be joining the P.E.K.K.A.s with the queen. They're going to do a split thing. That's what I mean. You can't expect ordinary out of Exorcist when he does a P.E.K.K.A. smash because he does it in a little bit of an unorthodox method.
He is really having to devote his attack to two different fronts right now as the main army cruises through the top corner. That Eagle artillery has been hammering away at the queen, and so has a single target Inferno, which has forced Exosist to use all of his spells. He's got nothing left to deploy except for the remaining troops. That big hero at the end, the Royal Champion, is going to be the big final nail in the coffin for this base. Or will it be the last best hope that sends Exosist packing? He's going to get the shot off at the town hall now. He's taken all the time in the world to try to finish it off. The healers are trying to top off that queen again. Air defense taking them down. She gets the last shot off. Second star is earned.
That was really close there with very minimal spell support used on the queen there to drive her through. She inverted her ability into the ground skill. Is a little bit of a scary moment. She takes it down, but she doesn't survive to be able to celebrate the victory here as the Royal Champion will pick up that last remaining healers. She will save it from the Archer Tower and then continue to circle around. He's got another 38 seconds to close it all the way through, and he's got a big force wrapping around the outside there. Time is going to be the main issue here. So the Royal Champion goes down, and he's got to reach all the way in there and get to that storage, which is behind double layers of walls here, and he has very, very few, if any, ranged troops here.
This is going to be a tough call to finish off. 13 seconds left. He's really trying to crack through hard. Grand Warden's got free reign in there, and the archers and wizards are going to get lots of shots off, but Oh, how much hit points does that gold storage
Oh,
have?
oh.
No! Just a few too many. Two in a row. These wars have started off with 2-star 99%, Eric, and that just so
Hmm.
shapes the rest of the battle. Exosist is hurting, bleeding from that miss. A crucial star left on the battlefield, and Tompanai Empire's domain continues to hold strong.
Yeah, that was that was definitely a fun way to do that attack there, and I kind of expect that out of Exorcist, and that also maybe sets the stage a little bit there for some creativity in this war. So I definitely would anticipate to see a little bit more of it. So we'll see if we do. But I mean, that method has been used not only in creative format wars, but also in the most serious tournaments in the highest stages of Clash of Clans esports. So I don't know. I don't even know what to expect now. Is he going? Are they going for the throat here? Just going for the win? Are they going to have some a little bit of fun and mix in some creativity in this? It's hard to tell right now.
Well, always leave your opponents guessing. That's straight from Sun Tzu. So if you have any doubts, do not suspect the authenticity here from both of these teams, willing to do anything and everything to get the win and keep their opponents on their toes. Mechuo from Tompanai Empire makes a queen charge in the top corner for this La Lune strike, but going to be following up with a bit of a strange setup on this right corner in terms of funneling, at least. It's going to be kind of hard to crack through and get the targets that I think he might be searching for. Still lots of value to start with, but going to make for an awkward entry point for this Lava Hound.
Yeah, the Queen will have to deal with this entire Tesla farm. It doesn't look like it's causing any pathing issues. The King was still able to clear everything that he needed the Queen to get cleared out of the way there, so she'd go in the right direction. The Super Wall Breaker comes all the way in and opens up access to the Eagle Artillery there. Realizing that that's not going to get him where he wants to go, he sends in another one that'll give him access directly into the Multi-Inferno. Now, this Eagle Artillery is very, very exposed up there, so he drops to the Royal Champion. There is the enemy King standing just beyond that, so he needs to be very careful with this Royal Champion and give her the protection as necessary to ensure that she survives and picks up more value than just the Eagle. She can pick up a ton of value here given the opportunity, and he won't be happy with just picking up one or two major defenses. He wants to go all the way to the core, and unfortunately the Royal Champion breaks over and will get stuck on that King, and that's going to be the end of the road for her. But the Queen charge is still going strong, and here comes the Lalo in from the bottom corner here, Woody.
Soaring straight through, gonna grab that Town Hall, no problem at all, but the back end is gonna be mighty difficult. Two Multi-Infernos and a Scatter Shot is huge damage for those loons to have to power through. And with the one and only Lava Hound already out, it is just gonna be all about trying to get the damage stacked in. No way to really protect them. He's got the Stone Slammer, the last best hope to insulate and prevent. Lots of spells to add on top, though. He's gonna have to go the distance in a very short amount of time, Eric. Pedal to the metal!
Yeah, he just lost his Queen, though, to that Multi-Inferno and the other fire that was on her, and the balloons all just seem to fall out of the sky simultaneously. The Slammer opens up. It's his last line of offense here, and he'll continue to pick up whatever cleanup he can. I don't think he's going to be able to pull through here, coming with a more meta attack, and is unable to close it. The balloons will maybe pick up one more Archer Tower. The Dragon will go pick up some cleanup, and he'll get the percentage into the 90s here, but it is the miss. But we had a miss on the other side, so we're still going to stay very, very close in this war, but it will be a percentage advantage into Tribe Gaming's favor.
Yes, it will. A big sigh of relief for Evechek, the victorious defender now. Frustrating Mechuo, an extremely strong attacker from Tompanai Empire, looking... Oops, sorry about the focusing there. Looking to try to get us back on track, but yet not really able to get the finishing blow there. So hats off to both Tribe Gaming and Tompanai Empire, and not to my camera. But nonetheless, we are going to go into the mid-war now with a relatively even setup now. The stars at 2 and 2 with no clear advantage for either squad.
Yeah, I mean, that autofocus will get you. But yeah, this is a poor start here for both of them. I mean, we had the time fill on the one, so definitely came really, really, really extremely close. You're gonna make it over there, Woody? You gonna make it? Everybody,
I'm trying my best with this dang thing.
F's in the chat there for Woody's camera. And let's get ready to go into this next attack here. Here we go. Knowledge from Tribe Gaming. Coming, they are going with a little bit more minutes. Maybe they're going for the. They're just going for to get to the finals here. I don't think they're going for the creative mixer that we saw from the Queen Walkers. They're out for blood today here as Knowledge comes in with a little bit of damage onto that bomb tower before he lands the Super Wizards on it. That way the bomb tower doesn't explode after the Super Wizards deploy and then take them out. He's able to clear out that Town Hall. He's going to be able to step all the way into the single Inferno if he can get the Wizards to turn on it here, but they're kind of distracted onto the storage there. They are turning towards the single now. He'll continue to invest more invisibilities in to try to protect them and give him one more shot. No! No, Woody, he doesn't get the single after investing the extra invisibilities into it, and that's less resources that end up going waste that he's not going to have for his other troops here as he starts in on the flank of that single. That single could be a major player in this attack here, Woody.
Well, with the single still up, that is going to be difficult for Knowledge to follow up with, especially with Lava Hounds trying to do their best to crack in here. That's going to force the commitment of the Royal Champion onto the top side, probably something that Knowledge was hoping to hold on to until later in the attack. Nonetheless, it will get value on the interior, but facing off against way more targets than she was really hoping for. That enemy Royal Champion and 3 ground expos firing away on all cylinders pop her down. The hero charge is nearly over now as the poison out finishes off the CC, but a double Lava Hound 26 Loon army is still yet to come in. Still only 2 haste spells to stack on top. Is that going to be enough support without any siege machine for Knowledge to get the triple?
He's got that scatter shot on the bottom corner of the base. He's going to be trying to get the Seagull Artillery and Multi-Inferno down first, but the Sweeper is going to be all kinds of trouble for him here. He'll haste his way into the Multi to try to get the damage off of him, and he takes Eagle Strikes there. He ward abilities through the Eagle Strikes, so he'll survive that, but I don't know if he had the Headhunters deployed at that point. And no, they're still sitting on his action bar here. The King is still blocking the path of the Headhunters to get to the enemy Royal Champion. And without the protection of the ward ability, the Headhunters are very, very vulnerable to that ground expo that are chipping away at them. The Royal Champion stays standing. She's now locking onto the Warden soon. And the balloons are falling out of the sky in a hurry here. And looks like Knowledge is not going to be able to pull this one through. It's going to be another defense and a lower percentage one at that here, Woody.
This is a heart-wrenching fall for Knowledge. That early hit on the left corner really leaving him far and behind where he needed to be. Awkward commitments throughout the attack as he had to try to scramble to repair the damage dealt by those defenses. Tompanai Empire's Almwalin gets the pick up as Tribe Gaming lose another opportunity to find a triple, but if their defenses can continue to hold, they might still have a shot at this. It's kind of up for grabs right now as Tompanai Empire stumbled out the gate on their percentage and left Tribe Gaming with the percentage lead. This last attack, however, has dropped them down 3% below Tompanai Empire, who would really have to have a pretty crushing defeat on their next assault in order to drop below Tribe at this point. So there's a big question mark out there who's going to get the pickup, but I think that it's tipping ever more closely toward Tompanai Empire now, Eric.
Yeah, there's still so much more to play, though, so it's so unpredictable on where this will all land when the dust settles, but this is still anybody's game here. Tompanai Empire with the opportunity, though. That big miss there, low percentage, is almost like if it's super low percentage, it's almost the same as getting a 1-star almost, because you have to get almost 2 stars, 2 triples to make up for it. But here we go. Rigo Torres coming in with looks like a Queen Charge Dragon Rider attack here. He's got 6 lightnings and a quake, so we can take out the, what does he want to take out? He can take out an expo with that amount there, and he can grab something next to an expo as well. Maybe the single Inferno and the expo by the Town Hall is a one option, or go for the multi-Inferno and the expo over on the left side. There's definitely some different options.
There it is.
And he will go for the left side, and he'll use that as a funneling point here to protect the Queen. but all those spells invested into lightning is less Rageous that he'll have to work with his queen charge. So he's still going to have to pick up a lot with the queen as she gets ready to come in towards the bottom of the base there to go in through the scatter shot and the enemy queen, and he'll leave that Eagle Artillery standing for his king potentially to pick up in a little bit.
And you'll notice that he's actually struck the same side that he's going to be charging in with the queen for. So despite the fact that he's not going to have very many rages to commit to that attack, there's not very many defenses firing away at her. She doesn't even really need the top off from the healing. She's going to get it after all, though. One in there maybe to help out with this enemy queen, and I think that the timing is just right there for Rigo Torres. He also did manage to take down an air sweeper with that strike out the start with the Zapquake, and so that could really help out a lot if he chooses to go on the left side with this Dragon Rider army. Instead, though, it looks like it's going to be more heroes to finish off that left side compartment and then swoop up along the outer edge with the Dragon Riders after the work has been done by this hero dive. Double, triple, in fact, heroes on the left corner is just really going to put a massive dent in Knowledge's base. And with the log launcher rolling straight through to the town hall, this queen could go the distance as well. What a start for Rigo Torres!
Absolutely brilliant here as he continues to push his way with the queen. The log launcher actually ends up destroying the single inferno, so the queen isn't going to be threatened on it. That is going to be really critical because she doesn't have her ability and she doesn't have any more freezes or invisibilities. She's on her own over there. She's just coasting. No more spell support. He drops in a Dragon Rider over on the right side to help support her a little bit there, taking out the Troll Tesla in the process. But the king is losing the support of the Royal Champion and the Warden up top, and he's struggling to go finish off that top corner up there. The Dragon Riders have collapsed in and around, but the queen has to stay alive here. If she doesn't survive to the end, he's in a lot of trouble, but she has to finish the town hall too.
Go, 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 no! Town hall stands.
No.
Dragon Rider's distracted. Nothing really at all for cleanup. The builder's repairing it. Rigo Torres, what have you done?
Oh no, what happened here? Woody, he was so close. He needed one more strike at it. Approaching the town hall with no spells is so incredibly dangerous, and having burned all of those spells on the lightning to set up the initial pathing really ends up burning him in the end. It's a 1-star from Tompanite Empire, and we were just saying anything could happen, and anything just did. Oh my god, guys, this is absolutely wild. I can't believe that that just happened, but there we go. We you look like you're shocked there, Woody. Are you shocked as I am? I feel like you are.
Seeing a 1-star from Rigo Torres to give the lead to Tribe Gaming, I am shocked as ever. Now, still, Tompanite Empire has got a percentage pickup because that was such a close one, but not going to have the stars to go toe-to-toe with a Tribe squad that, in the lead now, can be a lot more aggressive with their plays, try to cement it with another triple. They are starting off this war in the opening position, so they won't have the kind of safe follow-up that you would want to have from that star advantage. Kronos, nevertheless, will be the next attacker, and we've seen some incredible things done by this Titan before. He's marching through with a queen charge in the top corner, sweeping around, trying to check for some Seeking Air Mines maybe. Finds a Tesla, no big deal for a queen charge, but oh, what is that invisibility?
Oh, that was
what just
an attempt
happened?
to try to force the queen to go back to the north here. The queen is going the wrong direction. He's going to quickly try to make some adjustments. He wall breaks in. He delayed the healers, luckily, so they're going to get a good angle of approach nonetheless, but he definitely did not intend for the queen to walk that direction, and she was supposed to go north on the base there as he tried to redirect her with the invisibility. He'll try to salvage what he's got here, but the king will quickly rush in there, get the scatter shot off of his flank, and if you get that air defense down, he gets in a... It feels like total recovery mode here as he continues to push his queen through, but she's gonna have to circle back and go pick the town hall. If she doesn't pat there, he has to delay the hybrid until he's ensuring that the queen is gonna go that direction. Otherwise, if she doesn't take the town hall and he doesn't the hybrid through it, nothing else will be able to pick it up here, and he'll be in a world of hurt. And I don't know that she's gonna find the pathing to go into the town hall directly, which means I think he's gonna have to hybrid through the town hall. And oh no. What is this war? What was happening?
I am dumbfounded because once again we see a big opportunity that just slips through their fingers. Tribe Gaming now are on the butt end of this joke as, ooh, gigantic bombs explode, and that is not a charge that he can continue. Does grab the Town Hall, and with an Eternal Tome to walk through this poison. Oh, only caught some of them. Those Hogs are going to be taking quite a bit here in the center. Lots of damage through the core. Only one more heal spell to toss off, and there is way too much splash damage to expect them to get the triple at this point, Eric.
Yeah, and this miss here is going to give Tompanai the Empire the opportunity to recover from the 1-star immediately and get themselves back in this war here, because remember, they had the percentage advantage going into this attack here. So if they can get out here and they can triple on their next attack, then they can move themselves right back into a lead here.
Well, can they follow up? Kronos gives us only 2 stars. Tompanai with a chance to come in over the top and get that triple to not only get the Star War tied back up again, but to maintain a very commanding percentage lead, with Tribe dropping down into the 70s, almost unheard of. Tompanai Empire are in a very awkward spot. It's basically get the triple now, or you are in a very tricky spot. It's going to be swinging all now to Tompanai Empire's third attacker, whose triple gets them way far ahead, but a 2-star could be such a sling into the mud that Tribe will once again, despite having 2-star after 2-star after 2-star, hold still the star lead.
Yeah, it's wild that with the poor performance of both teams so far this war, that it's still so incredibly close here. They could go either way. They're both playing on a little bit of rough. It's the defense on these bases are definitely holding them back here. Like we saw the funnel that looked like it would have gone to the north there for that queen, and she just takes off south. And even with the corrections, he's not able to save it. I mean, that's really, really rough here for them as they both are struggling in this war. But this shout out to the base builders here. Some brilliant bases being taken special note of that as he gets ready with Al-Mu'allin coming in with a Zap Hydra here.
Shocking the right side corner. Takes down, looks like a single target Inferno just in time. The builder was starting to work on it. But also grabs an Expo and not a whole lot else. A little bit of a low value strike if I'm not mistaken, but I guess it's going to work really well for maybe funneling later on. He's got an Ice Golem to try to soak for this queen dive into the right corner. What's catching your eye there, Eric?
Well, we see the CC that's very near the middle of the base here, and if the CC is in the middle of the base, if he gets this queen to go in and take the town hall, she won't pull the CC, which means he can handle it with the dragons, and he can take advantage of the area that was taken out to make sure that the queen can take that on her own without additional hero support. And she's... Where's this wall breaker? What? Was the queen supposed to go in? She didn't. She, I don't know what's going on with that, but he can still get the king to go in. He can still get the king to go attack the wall and go in, but he looks like he's sending the Stone Slammer after, potentially. Okay,
yeah, he's going to be able to sneak in there with a balloon. Catches a Seeking Air Mine, in fact, and so, yeah, Stone Slammer. Oh, off of a rocket loon? I guess he really wants to take down that Archer Tower, but... Yeah, he's got to get that Town Hall activated for the Stone Slammer to be able to finish it off, otherwise it's not going to be able to target on. So that'll be a late-stage strike for Al-Mu'allin. The beginning now of this main attack is going to be Dragons and Loons in the top left side. Not going to get perfect funneling, though, as there's still a Wizard Tower in that top section that they're going to have to divert off into. These Dragons and Dragon Riders are going to start to spread as the Grand Warden will path toward the south to try to help out that clump. But the other troops are just kind of foundering and searching for some purchase here. Stepping up to the middle section where a multi-inferno very well may be the last line of defense for Hertha's base. Burning up dragons all around. Will it stand, or can this dragon take it down? I think it's going to get it.
Yeah, he's got the king coming in the bottom corner there. The king's going to try to go after the air defense here. After the traps were cleared by that rocket balloon and the balloon and the archer tower taken out, he waited for the town hall to activate on percentage, then sent in the stone slammer to go take it out. He still has a pretty solid chance of making it through here. There's not a lot left on the base here. He's still going to be able to get that town hall down with the stone slammer, and it'll get opened up here. But it will have another Dragon Rider coming out the backside, which will support as he makes his final push. He's got the enemy king as a roadblock that was blocking us access to a couple of the defenses, but really, it's just this archer tower left, and he's completely overwhelmed on the backside. Time. But look at the clock here, Woody.
Oh yeah, there's a poisoned Dragon Rider getting pushed back and shoved around. Does it die? That might be the crucial trip to finish off this elixir storage. Noah gets a little bit distracted by the air sweeper. Can't get the kill! No! Alwalin!
Wow.
How could you do this to us? Another 2-star, 99%, and Hertha OP's base will hold on by the slimmest of margins again, Eric! How can we get so many 2-star, 99%?
I don't know. Honestly, that attack felt like it was a bit of a recovery there, as he didn't have a wall breaker for that queen to go out to the town hall, but she did run into a Tesla farm on top of that. So whether she would have had enough to go in there and take it anyways is a story that we don't even have an answer to. But he still almost is able to pull it all the way through, and it's just time to bite him in the end. But now we've got Eve Check coming in with the Queen Charge Dragon Riders here. And he's going directly to this Eagle Artillery compartment right out of the gate here. And sometimes they charge the compartment directly. Sometimes they try to wrap around it and then send something else into it. We'll see what his choice is on this one. And it does look like he is going to be going around it. And he'll send a blimp to go in and take out the threats here so he can go around it in safety. And a Yeti blimp will clear the defenses on the inside while he continues on to the south end of that compartment to go after the Multi-Inferno.
Yeah, hopping straight for the Multi-Inferno in that top compartment, knocks it down. The Yeti Blimp has done exactly what it needs to do and has set up for a beautiful Queen Charge Dragon Ride strike to follow up. He has committed that siege machine, though, so it is every important detail about this Queen Charge that he's got to keep his eye on. Eve Check is fanning out a little bit now, but, oh, taking a lot of damage on those healers. Needs to pop down that multi ASAP. The Balloon's coming in to try to finish it off, and there he grabs it. An invisibility spell even committed to try to get the finishing shot. Uh-oh, enemy Queen gets the lock, and those healers are toast. Only 2 of them left, and with some enemy skellies in the skies, that is going to be a lot more shots off. Oh, defends with the minions, though. Can Eve Check salvage here?
Oh, he's got the jump spell, he's got more freezes, and he's got the rage, but this queen, what is she doing? This CC is just giving him all kinds of problems here, and he will be able to push his way into this little channel, but that's going to wrap around the single Inferno. He has his queen ability, he has a freeze and a rage, and I feel like he's going to have to use the jump to give himself first access into the single Inferno. Otherwise, the single Inferno is going to cause all kinds of havoc. There it is. He'll rage up and he'll step his way into it. He still can power through the single. He can recover the Queen Charge to a certain extent, but I don't know how much chance this has for going all the way through for a triple, but the Queen should lock in the Town Hall there. Crisis averted in that area of the base, but this enemy Queen still stands in the middle, and he's going to have to find a way to get not only her down, but also the enemy road champion, and he's only got a limited amount of headhunters here.
Grief on every angle. Goodness gracious sakes alive. Charge in with only 36 seconds left, and I don't think even with the slim resistance that remains for React's base that Eve Check is going to be able to finish it off. He's lost his queen now. Royal Champion gets the shield toss off, but there's still a wide range of buildings to try to clean up, and that enemy Archer Queen is going to do it in the end. I think Eve Check was really relying on his own queen to be able to finish her off, but with the hasty invisibility spell that he had to drop there in the top left corner, otherwise potentially losing his healers, that was just too unfortunate. Maybe what he could have done was invis just the healers and not the Archer Queen. That may have allowed the enemy Queen to get the lock on so that Eve Check could finish off the rest of that compartment and try to clean up along the outer edge. But, I mean, ultimately losing the Queen, after all, to the enemy Royal Champion in the bottom side, I think that there were just a few too many problems with that plan to be able to get the victory that he sought.
Yeah, normally that general method there, as you have that hound charging at the queen like that, if you make the queen and her healers invisible to keep them protected, it makes so that the hound doesn't actually attack the queen, causing her to switch targets out of the hound and leave the multi-inferno beating on the healers. So it's a way to save the healers there. But the downside of that is if the hound isn't also invisible, which normally we like to make the hound and the queen invisible and leave the healers alone if they're not in danger, then the hound won't actually get targeted by the queen as he comes off of it, and then she can continue her charge, and the hound will run off and go chase the king around and do nothing for the rest of the fight there. So there's definitely a lot of common strategy that we see with that approach that he made, but it just turned out to bite him in the end. And now we're gonna have to see if Tom and Empire is able to take advantage of it here, and we'll see if this push with a queen charge dragon rider will rocket balloons. No super wall breakers on this one, only brought 2 regular wall breakers, which means to get any effect out of them, he has to rage them up, and one raged up wall breaker can take out a max wall, but he has to have it actually survive to the wall there and get it shot off to make that happen.
Well, he is going to start powering through hard and fast. Not going to waste any time here. Michael DP with Queen Charge in the bottom corner nabs an enemy scatter shot and potentially this Royal Champion who hasn't locked on quite yet, but that is a good shot here, taking her down with a little distraction from that balloon as well, potentially trying to grab a seeking air mine. Doesn't catch one. Rage is out though, and the freeze on those headhunters. Heads up play by Michael, still holding on to 3 more freezes for a late finish with these Dragon Riders. But let's get that attack started now. More funneling on the left corner with this Barbarian King chopping down some walls. But it's that Lava Hound popping out of the CC that will slow down the Queen Charge. Dragon Rider Singleton out for the Expo. Eric, how's this funneling looking to you so far?
Funnel looks clean here. I like the pathing. I think he's got a lot of potential here, but it was a nice heads-up play there to send the Dragon Rider in to save the healers, as he was fighting out the Hound. He was anchored down with that Expo, beating down on his healers, and it was causing some problems. It does end up clearing a whole bunch of traps in the middle base there, which could end up ultimately protecting the Queen, as she is looking like she's going to be passing through to the middle base there to go after the Queen and that Multi-Inferno. And with the traps already cleared, it was a Coco Dragon Rider, I guess we'd call that. But the King going to go in here, take out that Town Hall, and Slammer will come in on the opposite side and collapse everything in, even potentially, nope, I was gonna say maybe get some strikes at that Expo and open up the walls and get the Queen access to go out to that other side of the base. But the Queen is in a little bit of danger here as that single frontal locks onto her, and she's forced to ability. Still looking good here though, Woody. He's got a strong push to the top side of the base.
Yes, he does. And with 35 seconds left and still some nice spell support to toss out, one more freeze and a couple of rocket loons. This looks like an overkill by Michael DP. He could charge in with those headhunters to take care of that enemy Barbarian King, but he's just letting those poor little archers get wrecked by him. Big purple P.E.K.K.A. sword is smashing straight through, but do not regard that as a problem, because as the last building goes down, it doesn't matter how many heroes may still stand in the base. Michael DP has found the 3-star, finally, for Tompanai Empire. Tied up on stars, but far and ahead on percentage now. It is up to Tribe to 3-star with their final strike, or they're pretty much out of it now.
Yeah, with the percentage advantage so heavily into Tompanai's favor, with the score tied up, finally overcoming the 1-star. Their defenses have been absolutely brilliant on both sides here. Killer bases. These players are having trouble finding an answer to them, and just a really low scoring war here. We're averaging a 2-star all the way through every single attack of the war here, with only that one triple that we just saw that just countered the 1-star. So definitely both of these teams are very much so struggling in this war, and Tribe Gaming is going to have to clutch this triple here, because if they can still force a triple from Tompanai Empire, who currently controls the war.
Hertha, the last striker for Tribe Gaming, got an OP defense early on, and it's going to start off with a fancy blizzard right here in the heart of this base. Lightning strikes all over the place and taking down an enemy hero, trying to get the lock onto this Queen. Oh no, the Super Wizard's going to wander out of the invis. Hold on, there's another one that's still left in there. Starts to zap away, but I don't think it's going to be enough DPS to finish her off.
That's fine. He got tons of value out of that. Look at the big chunk of the base that he took out. And he got the enemy road champion out of it as well. He got the CC pull. He cleared a solid funnel here. He couldn't have asked for much more than that. This is a brilliant and strong start for this attack here. And he set up very, very nicely to get some big hero value. Looks like he's setting up to come in with the king up on the top side. Runs into a big test farm right out of the gate. And he's going to be going through 2 multi-infernos. Very likely going to want to push all the way to the town hall with the heroes, or at least go after the 2 multi-infernos. But one way or another, that town hall will be standing as a potential roadblock here. And if he doesn't get with the heroes, he has to take it with the Lalo. And we'll have to see if he's able to do that, because like we saw this in a very similar attack in the Queen Walker's last war, where coming in through the Eagle Artillery and ending onto the Town Hall is very dangerous. But the Queen Walkers did it with the Road Champion on the Town Hall, and that's a little bit different risk that he's going to be taking here without the heroes. Obviously, going to be able to push all the way through the Town Hall, come with the backside of the sweepers, and the Town Hall will stay standing all the way till the end. It'll be one of the last buildings to go down here, and it's a massive risk here, Woody.
I am not feeling too great here about Hertha's chances. It is going to be a big risk, but can he pull it off? He needs to get the triple, so you might as well go out guns blazing. Either way, they are making their final approach. Less than a minute remains with all of this on the line. Hertha needs the 3-star now. Pop that lava hound, and the loons are cruising in, but half of them caught in a tornado trap. Disaster for Hertha.
Wow. Another 1-star and a uncharacteristically low performance here from Tribe Gaming, only racking in 9 on the total, matching the 1-star from Tompanai Empire. But Tompanai has that triple on the board that is setting them apart here, and this is a blow to Tribe Gaming that's going to very likely send them into the bronze match.
Wow, wow, wow. Hertha OP misses out on attack, and that is going to be it for Tribe. 9 stars total and way behind on percentage. Tompanai will get the walk-away win unless an extraordinary upset follows next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's do or die, and he didn't do, so that only leaves one option here. That's a heartbreaker right there for Tribe Gaming, but they're not going to be advancing to the finals here. Very likely, it's so easy for Tompanai to just be able to walk in a victory at this point. They have a massive percentage lead here. They have a 1-star advantage even if they 2-star here, so like there's almost zero chance that they don't pull this off. And so we'll see if they can get out here and give us something exciting to finish off with. But Tompanai Empire looking good to secure the spot for the finals here, Woody.
Well, it is going to be a low-scoring war either way, Eric. Not quite sure what happened here on offense for both of these squads. Defense is really just holding up this base as well as they possibly can. And both teams now are going to be frustrated. What a weird result to see an average of less than 2 stars per strike for Tribe, and potentially Tompanai just barely coming in on an average of 2 stars themselves.
Right? Both of these teams definitely struggling in this war here. It's just testament to the defense, the base building here, that every single attack seems to just... They look like they have a bit of potential in them, but just small things keep going wrong in these attacks here. And this, again, another thing going wrong as the Queen doesn't take the path into the scatter shot here and goes down the channel. That was unexpected. You would never expect you to be able to do that on purpose, and he's able to accidentally do it. So he has to go to a backup plan while the Queen is providing the tanking. He sends in the Road Champion. She's going to go in there. She's stalled up by some ground skillies, but she'll get the scatter shot down as he fights off the CC with the Queen and continues to tank it. But the Road Champion even taking the scenic path here as he tries to figure out the pathing and how to get in there to it. And she's going all the way around it. Are you kidding me? What is happening here? This is wild.
I am a bit dumbfounded by this follow-up now, as we have tried time and again to get standard, straight, easily castable attacks, and none of these players are giving it to us. Nonetheless, with a single target Inferno burning up a queen, conflagration in the interior, fire in the disco. Oh my goodness, they all fall down. React does nonetheless grab the Town Hall. First star is claimed, and the second should be coming in quite shortly. It's a weird one indeed, but the 2-star does secure victory for Tampanai Empire.
Yeah, this is definitely what we expected in a semifinals match here. This is completely out of the ordinary, and definitely kept it interesting nonetheless. But I mean, I almost would have rather had this than a total shutout, so I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out here to keep it exciting and back and forth all the way through. But nonetheless, it is the 2-star lock in here for Tampanai Empire, and they will secure their spot to move on to face X Team in the finals here of the Last Chance Qualifier. And it looks like Tribe Gaming is going to be moving down to face Queen Walkers in the bronze match.
Interesting end here. React not going to get this triple, but they've done what they needed to. A 10-9 scoreline for Tampanai Empire versus Tribe Gaming. And if we had announced that without context, you'd want to see those bases, wouldn't you, Eric?
yeah, just a little bit there, because like I said, like there's so many times, like just literally like this one here, this attack right here. How did the queen choose that path? I have no idea. There's definitely some effort going into the planning here, but the bases are trolling them here, and it's just crazy how many small things just went wrong. Attacks going south, queens chasing hounds while they're invisible, like just every single one of those misses has had something insane happen in it. And even the 1-star there from Tribe, the amount of value they got out of that blizzard and then still ending on the Town Hall have missed it. I am shocked that a lot of those attacks didn't go through and they end up with as poor as a result as they did. That was wild here, Woody.
Well, I guess the lesson for me here is that even with a good opening, even with a solid plan, kind of everything still has to go just right. You got to dodge lots of traps in the interior. You've got to have a good mind for pathing, or else any little hitch in the base can throw your entire attack out of whack. So with that, at the end score now, Tampanai Empire 10, Tribe Gaming 9. Tribe goes to the bronze match, where they are going to have their next battle against the Queen Walkers of all foes, while Tampanai Empire go up to the top with the chance to get first place in this Last Chance Qualifier against X Team. Here's the bracket for you to see it all with your own eyes.
And we also have to remember that these teams are only half of the picture here. They'll be moving into the playoffs here. So as they continue to fight for their seeding positions here, that's going to be seed 5, 6, 7, and 8. On the other half of the bracket, we have the other 4 teams that made it through the 3 open qualifiers and secured the top 4 spots. And these teams are going to have to go in and face them once they reach the playoffs, where they'll continue on to play for the biggest chunks of that $20,000 prize here, Woody.
Well, we are nearing the end of it. We're going to have a bronze match with a golden opportunity to follow for that first place spot. I can remind you also quickly of the 4 teams that are going to be going on to the playoffs. We've got QSFN, Space Station, Hagura Metal, and NY Amazing. Those shown up here. And the last 4 are going to be slotted in to 5, 6, 7, and 8. First place here in our Last Chance Qualifier gets 5th place, so that ought to mean that they would be going up against NY Amazing, while coming in 4th means that you would have to show up against QSFN in that playoffs bracket to start things off. A difficult run, no matter how you stack it up here, Eric.
Yeah, definitely. There's no easy teams on that other side of the bracket there. So that's, I mean, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of these players here as they play through these rounds today, knowing that they already have their spots secured. And we'll see how the ultimate brackets play out here for the playoffs when they arrive there. But they're not done yet. They still have to get through today and find out who their opponents are going to be.
All right. Well, with that, let us know in the chat if you are ready to cheer for either of these 2 squads coming up in the 3rd place match next between Tribe Gaming and the Queen Walkers. Until then, though, we're going to let our teams recoup, rebuild their bases, and find the perfect armies to get cooked up and ready. Let's send it off to a quick break, but we will be back, so make sure to stick with us. Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Clash Masters. We are in the final heat of it. Eric, there are only 2 wars left, and they are going to be some back-to-back exciting finales. We saw some really wild attacks from our last 2 rounds, but hey, it's all on the line now. The last wars for each of these 4 amazing teams, they're going to be going on to the playoffs in a couple of weeks, where that $10,000 bounty is up for grabs. What do you think is going to be the storyline after the next few attacks are in?
I mean, we got the Queen Walkers coming up, so that after their first war, after they were playing out with ideas of a potential show match and going out with crazy attacks there with that 26 Valkyrie attack that Klaus put up, and then some of the other wild attacks like the Mass Witches that Gaku did, they're definitely stepping outside of their ordinary, stepping out of their comfort zones and breaking out some really, really interesting attacks here. And I'm curious to see if they're just going to go for the throat here and just end Tribe Gaming, or put up their best foot forward here and see if they can get in here and have this matchup just be an absolute slaughter on both sides, or if they come out with the creative spark that they did in the last one. And we'll see exactly how it all plays out here, but we're getting ready to start here, Woody.
Yeah, high energy for both of these squads. They have been taking their sweet time to get those bases built and have those armies cooked and ready for you. But here we are, finally good to go. Let's kick it off. Tribe Gaming versus the Queen Walkers. 2 teams that fought valiantly but took tough losses against Tompanai Empire and X Team respectively, out of wars that saw some really unusual attacks. We're going to be starting off with Knowledge, who is not going to go old school, but it's not really quite out of the realm of the known attack strats. We're trying out with the Super Bowlers. Newer troop, of course, the newest troop in the game. One that hasn't yet really been finalized in terms of figuring out its best potential in attack strategies, but that has found success. We've seen triples before with this guy, and especially if you get that big splash damage from the 3rd shock drop. Super Bowlers can function kind of similarly to P.E.K.K.A.s, can't they?
Yeah, except for they have a couple advantages. One being their range, so they can potentially charge at the Town Hall directly and avoid stepping into the poison or going with the healers of the poison, because they can take advantage of their range. And also, they can take advantage of these super tight cores like this, and like you said, that 3rd bounce can be absolutely critical for them to get the value that they need to get here to be worth their 30 troop space. And with a low HP pool, they have to stay protected, and if they can get in here, nuke out this core, take out all of the enemy heroes, and set up for the World Champion to move across the backside, he's going to be in a really, really strong spot here. The push into core here is looking very, very clean. A solid funnel, and he'll get that Town Hall down without any issue, and getting some pretty decent bounces all the way through across the base here. Just needs to get these enemy heroes out of the way here, Woody, and he should be in a pretty good spot.
Oh yeah, starting real smooth. He does have that enemy queen to worry about, though, and I'm kind of wondering what he's going to use to take it down. I don't see any headhunters, any poison, any skeleton spells, nothing really. Just kind of hoping that those Super Bowlers can get the target on. But he's lost his Hog Riders in the meantime, and the Archer Queen that he is using in the interior is taking a ton of shots herself. I think Knowledge really underestimated the heroes on defense here, and that's going to leave him high and dry.
Yeah, this World Champion will sweep around here, get anything that she can. The base is relatively thinned out, but she doesn't have a lot of support here. She's got her ability already used there to get through the Tessa farm, and he's got this freeze that he can use on the other side there, trying to freeze up some of these point defenses, get the RC through as far as he possibly can. If he can clear that top arch tower, then he frees up a lot of trash, but no, it stays standing, and that means all those structures on the exterior of the base are going to stay partially defended, and that arch tower will stop any cleared troops from going over and picking up additional percentage here. So very nearly was able to push his way through with the Super Bowlers, but they didn't quite have enough punch to go all the way through. Taking the Town Hall Blast, all that heat in the middle of the base there, you gotta strike fast and you gotta strike hard, and if you don't get everything down in the first strike, then you're left stranded with a couple defenses on the backside and miss out on a decent amount of percentage. So 16 buildings left on the board here, as Knowledge doesn't quite make it through for Tribe Gaming, and opens up an early opportunity for the Queen Markers to step in and take an early lead here.
Well, the Queen Walkers are going to be happy about that, but this is not a comfortable spot for them at all. Despite a bit of a slip up from Super Bowlers at the start from Knowledge, they are going to have to come back in over the hill and surpass their previous performance. They really seem to be experts at getting 2-star 99% to start off with. So let's see if they can buck that trend and get back on track with a strong and convincing start. They do have the right to respond now as the second squad. They've had a few more minutes to prepare their attack, and having seen already what Tribe has put up on the board, they're going to feel a little bit more confident, I think, with this starting blow. So are they going to start off with that strong 3-star that will put them far in the lead? I'm thinking every sign points to yes right now, Eric.
And every single one of these teams, except for X Team, struggled in their previous rounds here. So even the Queen Walkers only put up 11 in the round before to get knocked down to this match here. So we'll see if End? Who's End? I'm not sure who that is. Maybe it's Stadra. Maybe it's somebody else. I'm not sure. But whoever it is, they're going to be coming in with a Queen charged Lalo and coming in from the left side here, going around the scatter shot. Actually going to punch into the scatter shot there. The Queen can reach over the ball there and take out the buildings on the edge, on the top border of that compartment there, and step all the way in, take out the scatter shot and get to the Queen. Now there is a jump spell here, so very likely could be pushing the Queen across from this compartment into the Town Hall compartment and going on to pick up additional value there. But it's a pretty good shape of the base here with pretty strong setup here for the Eagle Artillery to go down early up at the top. But that multi-inferno in the middle of the base there worries me a little bit here. Woody, that's a little bit of an issue, and the pathing into it isn't great. The sweeper standing there especially.
Queen continues her march down the bottom side, finds the CC pull, and it's a big army. Get that poison down as soon as you can, and drop it! No!
No, what?
The Queen is dead! Off with her head! Let them eat cake because the peasants are revolting. Archers charging through and the top corner is about to be toast. What just happened, Eric?
Oh my goodness. The super minions had their shots in the air already. When the Queen went to her ability, those strikes continue to their target and will arrive even with the Queen under her Royal Cloak ability, and that is devastating. He still has the blimp. He still can go get the Town Hall with the blimp or the Lalo, but obviously the jump not getting much value here, as everything else that can take advantage of it is going to go down. He will rage up that blimp, drop it into the Town Hall, and he'll secure that other star. But it's a low percentage right now. He'll try to get anything he can with the Lalo as it comes through. The Town Hall secured. Crisis averted there. He needs to cross into that 84 mark to match the one from Tribe Gaming, and we'll see if he can get there, because he still has a decent amount to work with here, and he did clear up a lot of the trash to be able to be sniped off on the bottom corner. So if he can clear up this right-hand corner, that still gives him a decent amount of percentage, and he can recover this at least up until the point that Tribe Gaming did on their attack there. But even still, struggling a little bit.
Yeah, struggling a lot bit. The poor Queen Walkers can't even reach Tribe's percentage. And that is going to be a big drop. Throws away a jump spell at the end here, intended for that Queen. She could have really gone the distance. She could have been something great. We were this close to greatness, Eric.
Yeah, and it's weird to see a new name on the Queen Walkers roster here. I'm not sure who that is, unless they changed their name here in the in between matches, or a new player stepped in. I'm not entirely sure who that is, but one way or another, new faces, 79%. Tribe Game is up here, and they are going to start off with a 5 building advantage as we go into the second set of attacks, and that's not a crazy amount of lead there, but it's enough to give them a slight advantage, and sometimes that's all you need when you're playing on this caliber, is a couple buildings can make the difference in these wars.
Yeah, it's unusual, though, to see the difference coming in not at like a 99 to 98%, but instead 84 to 79. Really signals to me that both of these teams were ready to try to put out risky 3-star attempts with their first attacks, but instead falling short. And I don't know if I need to like rewrite my understanding of the openings for these wars, or if this is just something that's kind of unexpected and weird on account of this being a last chance qualifier match that they're already advancing to the playoffs for. But don't they prefer to attack a base first that they feel most confident that they'll be able to triple?
I don't know, but I completely am taken back by what Nebrox is holding in this one here. He's got 6 skeleton spells, 4 invisibilities, and 28 rocket balloons? What on earth is he's what? No. No. Woody, he's gonna Skelly Donut out the Town Hall and the CC and maybe even the single Inferno there? No, this is wild. Does he get the single? If he gets the single, that'd be absolutely insane. And I think he might get it, or close.
What?
He comes very close to taking out the single Inferno, but he does snipe off the Town Hall and the CC and burns up almost every single one of his spells in the process. And now he starts in with the heroes. This is definitely completely out of the ordinary and something that I don't think I've ever seen anything even close to this before. But he's off to a pretty good start here, and if he can connect the heroes to the hole in the base that was created there by that Skelly Donut, then he can still have a pretty solid chance of pulling this through.
Well, you know, when you get Eric flabbergasted, you have really done something out of the ordinary. Nebrax is still nonetheless going to be pushing through with all his might along the bottom. 25 rocket balloons ready to commit to this attack. One of them poking through on that right corner, trying to help out with this queen, but she has to pop that ability and hasn't targeted that single yet. She'll get a few shots off. There it goes. Gets to the lock and drops it.
Yeah, I don't think he was intending for the queen to go there. You can see that other wall break that is right under where the Stone Slimer is right now. That was obviously the queen's target, but he does send in a headhunter to go assist there. He will try to get the enemy queen down, and it looks like a dragon comes out of the Stone Slimer as a backup to taking out that enemy queen, and he'll try to get that scatter shot down and collapse his way in. The rocket balloons have the haste out of the gate there, which definitely gives him a big boost into the base, but he has no other spell support to deal with anything that they run into after that, and this one... What? He's not even gonna break 60% here. He might. I think he's also got a couple of rocket balloons he can still pick off, but I don't think he's gonna break 70% for sure. This is really, really low percentage here, Woody.
A strange start for both squads. 2 stars across the board. 25 rocket loons committed to this attack and still holding on to a few of them. Find some value on the outer edge for some additional cleanup help. But I really got to question whether he got the value he was looking for out of this start.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a lot of percentage left on the board here. Actually, he isn't a crime mid all the way up to... He has so much time left at the end here. He's actually picking up a decent amount of percentage up on the top side, just using his last couple of rocket balloons to try to pick off a couple of buildings to free up as much of the trash as possible. And this is... this is crazy. I don't understand what the overall plan was here. If he had any chance at all with that, if there was a mistake. The only mistake I saw was the queen going the wrong way, but that wasn't a crazy big mistake because she still went somewhere and picked up value, still had a plan for the queen. I don't think that had a chance to go through one way or another. That was rough here. That was really rough. Super creative and completely out of the ordinary. But I don't foresee that one breaking into the common meta here, Woody.
No, neither do I, Eric. A wild one once again from Tribe Gaming. They have really... I don't know what to say. Tribe are just showing up with some really difficult to explain, to understand, to describe attacks, and Gaku with now is that two headhunters down there. Am I reading that right, Eric?
Nope. No, Woody, you're not. That
Sorry.
is 20
3
headhunters here. 20 headhunters coming in as Gaku starts in with a queen charge mass headhunter attack here. Now, headhunters can have a lot of punch here if you can get them to go after an enemy hero, pop the ward ability, and then if that's the last enemy hero and they're under a rage and a warden, they can just nuke out a giant section of the base. It is a very difficult attack to be able to pull off here, and typically we only see this in show matches, but the Queen Walkers and Tribe Gaming are both treating this as a show match, putting us they're putting on a show for us. They're going out of their way here to put on a show for us in this bronze match and make it really interesting and fun with some wild creative attacks here, Woody.
They sure are, Eric. And what can these headhunters do We know they target enemy heroes, so that's going to be their priority here. A royal champion over there on the right side to go after. Seeking Airmine crashes into the battle blimp right before it gets the drop down there on the multi-target Inferno. Finishes that off, and good timing there on that Grand Warden Eternal Tone. Will grab that right side royal champion. And here come the Headhunters, tossing out all in the right corner. It's an army of Headhunters. I have never seen anything like this, Eric.
You know, all the enemy heroes are down, so the Headhunters are working like... They actually have a pretty decent HP pool, each one of them individually, so they have a lot of damage output as well. As soon as the enemy heroes are down, they can just power into the base here, taking advantage of the King's tanking. The Queen's still powering through on the other side there. This is looking really, really good here. Gaku's looking like he's going to be able to pull this off, freeze up the single Inferno, ensuring that the King continues to provide tanking out in front of the mob of 20 Headhunters that are coming across the right side of the base and collapsing their way in. The Queen is finally losing his king here, and she will have to continue on to the single Inferno by herself. But look at this, he still has an invisibility, he still has a rage, he still has his queen ability, and he's still got 30 seconds to close out the rest of the attack here for the Queen to circle up into the compartment and then circle back down. And he's even got a couple sneaky goblins that he can use after that Archer Tower is tanked, and here they come now and collapsing into the last little bit here with the Queen ability. He's clearly got this, he pulls it off. The Queen Walkers coming to the Queen Charge mass Headhunter attack. That was absolutely crazy and brilliant, and I'm shocked that he was able to pull that through, because that's definitely not part of the meta. That was purely for show, and he put on a show indeed.
Well, hey, we've seen it. Mass Valkyrie get it. We've seen now Mass Headhunters get a 3-star. This is just a wide open metagame, I guess, at this point, because what else can you say? If these players can just stack all the same type of troop and get a triple, it really takes an amazing plan like you saw just there, or a base design that is wide open for an attack that no one could have seen coming. I don't think that there's any reason why you would want to play 20 Headhunters except to try to send a message to your opponent. But like... Anytime right? You would want to play 20 Headhunters, you should instead just play like hybrid, right? Like what? Why would you want to play 20
dragons
Headhunters?
Or Lalo or anything other than
anything.
Mass Headhunters? All right, but next up we've got ourselves a sneaky Bat Rider attack here with a whole bunch of sneaky goblins. You can go in and take out the town hall. This is more meta, a little bit different than what we've been seeing so far this war here, but we'll see if these sneaky goblins can get in here and take this town hall down. And then he'll need to do a small kill squad and a small Dragon Rider strike here to take out all the splash damage on the base here and set up these bats. Paying special attention to not only the clock here, because this is a 4-phase attack, but also be paying attention to every piece of splash damage on the base and make sure that he has every single one of them accounted for so that he can move the bat swarm through, because if the bat swarm survives to the end, then this attack triples. But a lot of times if it doesn't, if something goes wrong with the bats and even a single misopportune splash damage is left on the base here, then this attack can go and fall in disaster.
Well, Eric, the chat is already looking forward to your next video, the top 5 strangest attacks in an official tournament. I hope you won't disappoint, because with Kronos moving in next, even though he's got a bit more of a standard approach here, he's using a log launcher, something that you don't see every war. He's going to pop off with that Eternal Tome and gets great positioning for the Royal Champion out the right side, as well as the main force charging straight into the core, gutting this base and setting up for a really nice Dragon Rider funnel.
Yeah, the Dragon Riders will go after the Scatter Shot and the Wizard Tower on the left side. That's all those Dragon Riders invested after 2 pieces of splash damage. The Queen with the log launcher Yetis were able to punch all the way into the middle of the base there, while the Royal Champion steps all the way to the right side, picks off that Wizard Tower. I said keep an eye on all the splash damage around the base here, and he's down to 2. He'll freeze them up together because they are within freeze radius of each other. The Queen continued on. She's surviving as the Bat Swarm continues to work its way through. Another freeze comes down as he quickly takes the Scatter Shot down, reallocates it to save the Queen as well, getting that Expo off of her, and he's got it. It's completely crushed here. He's got the bats making it all the way through. All splash damage was accounted for, and he's got it 100% under control with plenty of time left here. It was a 4-phase attack here. You had the sneaky goblins going first. You had the kill squad, and then you had the dragon riders, and then the bats, and he still finishes off all the defenses with a minute left on the board here for these bats and the remaining troops here to circle around a mob of minions to follow the bats up here to ensure that no buildings will be left behind, and he gets at it with 30 seconds to spare, roughly.
Awesome job to Kronos of Tribe Gaming. He has done it with the Dragon Rider. Only 5 headhunters that time, though, Eric. Army here. A couple of ice golems to insulate for the recharge. Yeah. Why just 5? Why not 20? Come on, Kronos, step it up.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. I still cannot believe that he was able to pull off the 20 headhunter attack. It's absolutely wild. But this triple here from Tribe Gaming does potentially put us into a position where we could move into a tie, depending on what happens with the Queen Walker's attack. They do have a little bit higher percentage on average than Tribe Gaming after that big miss there from them. But they have a opportunity to get the defense here as Queen Walker's continues to come out with wild, crazy, weird attacks here. And even still, things are going wrong. And things can go wrong very quickly in a lot of these attacks here. So you got to be really, really careful like we saw in that first one. And we'll see if the Queen Walkers can close this next one out and get themselves back in the lead here.
Yeah, just a 2-star deficit, but they're ahead on percentage. I'd say Queen Walkers are in the lead right now. Even if they slip up and get a 2-star of their own, it would have to be pretty dang low to drop in percentage relative to Tribe Gaming. So Queen Walkers, with the chance to respond now, are very likely to be able to maintain a solid position in this war and keep Tribe Gaming back on their heels. They've only picked up a single star so far in or a single triple rather so far. So the Queen Walkers, with their weird attacks that they've shown so far today, are expected to follow up once again with something out of this world. Queen Walkers, show us what it's all about. Clash of Clans esports meets the wild and crazy world of 26 Valkyries.
What? Eric! Again? Is it okay? If he could do this twice, he did it in the previous war. He did it with 26 Valkyries there. And if he could pull off a mass Valkyrie attack 2 times in a row, that would be absolutely wild. One of the most underutilized troops here in bulk that we see in all of Clash of Clans after about Town Hall 11. The Valkyries are a troop that if you can triple with, you are a master of this game here. And Klaus has been known to be able to pull crazy attacks like that all the time. He's absolutely known for it. And here we go with that Yeti Blimp taking out that top compartment, gonna form a basic funnel, but he's gonna have to pick up some big hero value. I wonder if he comes in opposite of the Town Hall again like he did in the previous war, because he's coming opposite of the Town Hall without a log launcher, without a wall wrecker, with only 1 jump. He's got a long push to go through here and a lot of defenses, and he's obviously risking a 1-star if something doesn't go right here, Woody.
Gigantic risk for Klaus, but I gotta say, I like this base that is relatively compacted compared to the last one that we saw Valkyrie storm in on. I think that this one is going to get excellent value yet again. Unfortunately, losing 4 Valkyries there to the spring traps. You see them getting jettisoned off the map, unable to contest this enemy Lava Hound this time. You remember last time we had a Valk attack, they were able to chop apart a lot of clustered ground units, so good value on the CC there. But at least they won't be distracted by that Lava Hound up in the sky, kind of counterfeited now and distracted. Klaus is going to continue along his path of destruction to the last lane of the base, freezes up the Town Hall there, and I don't see a Grand Warden able to protect them from the Gigabomb explosion. This is going to hurt a lot here, Eric.
Yeah, I still got the Queen with her ability, though. She fights through all the lava pups there. The Valkyries barely didn't get that multi-inferno down in the middle, so he had a Dragon Rider as a backup that sneaks in there and takes it. He still has Hogs. He's just waiting for a tanking position here for the World Champion as she moves through to need those extra troops on the backside, and they all arrive together, rages them up, and it looks like he's going to get the defenses down, and he's got more than enough time to finish it. Klaus has done it again! Mass Valkyries! 2 wars in a row, and he's pulled it off, and he's gonna get out of here and put the Queen Walkers back in the lead here.
Eric, is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? Am I in love? Have the Valkyries stolen my heart? The red-haired demon witches of axe-wielding fury have just spun their way to glory. The Queen Walkers grab that 8-star and a big percentage pickup with another unusual attack strat that we can remember. That is going to be a lot of fodder for YouTubers across the board, ready to, I mean, can we call it a meta strategy at this point? With 2 successes. Yeah, I'm already seeing new meta in the chat. People are excited about mass Valks now.
Yeah, definitely. That's absolutely wild. I'm completely shocked that he's able to pull it off. Not once, but twice. But we're seeing another variation of Valkyries coming in next here, and these guys are definitely put on a show for us. This is 9 Valkyries with a Queen charge, and he's got the mass sneaky goblins that he can use to go after the town hall. So a wall break to get him in there. He needs to clear out all the collectors and the storages around the town hall. That's pretty standard. Just needs to make sure that he gets the traps cleared and get these sneaky goblins with the invisibility to take the town hall down while the queen continues to work her way through. Looks like she's got where is she going here? He's got another wall break up by the Eagle Artillery. Is he just trying to push her to go north and go to the Eagle, or is he gonna try to go in through the a dual entry here and send the Valkyries and the King maybe north and the Queen go south? It's hard to say exactly right now, but he's trying to split his focus here with the Queen charge continuing through, the blimp sailing in, and still needs to keep in the back of the mind and get the accuracy of the invisibility spell to make sure that Town Hall goes down with the sneaky goblins. But this Queen having a little bit of problems with the path in. He tries to correct it with an invisibility spell. Luckily, still has one more for the sneaky goblins as they get set to go in here, Woody.
Well, charge they shall. Sneaky goblins are going to be able to take it down as long as the drop with the invis there is well timed. Exosist has got a good funnel on the bottom, but he's going to refocus up to the top now. Here come the sneaky goblins making their way downtown. Their face is about to be blasted by that mega inferno beam, but invis protects them just at the right moment here. Exosist on the top now gets the drop on the Eagle Artillery and should be able to finish off that multi-inferno without too much trouble, holding on to 9 Valkyries and an Electro Dragon. How can he finish up with even more style?
He's still got that entire right side of the base that doesn't have any air defenses. The bottom corner as well. He used the E-Drag in the bottom corner there to go and collapse in that area of the base. The Valkyries start to collapse in on the outside will provide some tanking for the Royal Champion she moves through. Big Tesla farm surrounding the scatter shot, and Groundscale is going to stall up this Royal Champion as he continues to work his way through. He's got some freezes that he can use to protect, and he's using them onto the single Inferno, but the E-Drag does fall short in the bottom as wait, what's down there? The Valkyries came in with the E-Drag at the bottom of the base there and are working down there to collapse that in, but it looks like there's not a lot of defenses left. The Queen's still moving. The healers are still alive. He's got a lot of time. The Royal Champion took advantage of the Valkyries that were deployed around the edge near her, and if she takes out that Arch Tower in the corner, I mean, even if she doesn't, he still has plenty here with the Queen circling around and another 30 seconds to close it out. Another Valkyrie attack gets it done here, and Tribe Gaming will stay in this war here, keep it within 1 star, and they'll pass it right back to the Queen Walkers to see if they can do something crazy again.
Well, I think that we can definitely expect something crazy out of them. We may not know what is coming up next, Eric, but it is going to be something impressive, whether it's just going to be that standard return strike to try to get them back up on top. The Queen Walkers known for being able to play standard. I mean, if this is the first time you're seeing them, which I can't believe it would be, but the Queen Walkers can play really good by the book Clash of Clans. They don't always come at us with these weird, funky, fun strats. So I hope we see more of that, because it is a rare treat that we do get to have them in this sort of mindset. But otherwise, can they get the win with these weird attacks? That's the question now. It's like, can they stunt on Tribe so hard with these like mass Valk, mass Headhunter hits and still get the victory? Yeah.
And I like that Tribe Gaming is right on the same page as them and coming in with the weird attacks as well to also break out the creativity. And that's what I was really, really looking for. I was really, really looking forward to this matchup right here, because these two teams have historically been some of the more creative attacks in tournaments that are geared specifically around creative attacks. These are the teams that break out all the crazy, weird combinations that you never expect to see in the highest stages when the prize money's up for grabs here. But with their playoffs position already secured, they're definitely having some fun with this one. And we've got another one here with mass sneaky goblins. We got bat spells, a small amount of dragon riders, and a queen charge, definitely mixing it up pretty heavily here for Stars as he comes in, a completely customized army. And once again, we'll see what they can do with it here, because I think with only a 4-healer queen charge, there's I don't know what to think of this, and that's what I like about this war. We're having a lot of fun with this here, buddy.
Yes, we definitely are, Eric. Stars for the follow-up now. Top corner, it's got a big Yeti crack into that compartment. Knocks down a storage and a wizard tower there, but the more crucial targets still yet remain along the bottom side. We did get one scatter shot down as well, so the Stars are going to be very happy about that, but the funnel now getting established for these sneaky goblins out in the right corner. They're going to go to a gold storage first. Can they get all the way through that and then finish off the town hall? The last line of sneaky gobs, 5 holding on, doing a very good job at checking for bombs. Hats off to Stars for that.
Yeah, it really exactly the number of sneaky goblins needed. If he ran into any issue and anything passed unexpectedly or hit an extra spring trap, he wouldn't have potentially had enough there to go finish off the town hall. So very, very calculated, exactly the number that he needed to make his way through there, but he was able to take the town hall down. He's used about a minute there between the Yeti Blimp there and the sneaky goblins, but now he's got the CC pull from the sneaky goblins as well, so he can start in with his queen. But he did deploy the healers inside the range of the air defense, so he needs to quickly step up there, get the air defense down, and then turn onto the super minions. And it seems like he was able to get out of there with minimal losses, but we also have to remember that he came into this with 4 healers, not 5, so losing any healer here could critically dampen this queen's ability to continue pushing through strongly, and maybe she will ultimately go down as a result of losing healers. So we need to be keeping a very close eye on them. But the king collapsing across the bottom base here with a baby dragon all the way down the line to actually push the king in to attack the wall there to the scattershock compartment. He doesn't have any wall breakers, but his yak can get that wall open relatively fast unless he does that and circles into the base. But he'll find a wall, he'll find something to go after there, and he'll continue on. Let's see what he can do.
Stars on the assault. Bottom edge, cracking straight along, fast as he can, but only 45 seconds left to finish it off. I don't think that's going to be enough for cleanup. He's still holding on to 2 Dragon Riders.
Yeah, he's going to need those Dragon Riders to go after these, like the Wizard Tower over on the right side, potentially, but he drops in 1 on the left to help support there, to help push the bats to go directly north on the base there. The Warden, What? The Warden wasn't deployed yet. He drops in a Dragon Rider with the Warden over on the right side. He's got all the defenses under control here. The bats are sweeping through. The Queen, unfortunately, went down. He's got the Cleaner coming in on every edge of the base here, but time is the biggest issue that he's fighting here, and he's not going to have enough time to finish it off. Another absolutely wild attack here, but a little bit too slow, and he gets out of it. 3 buildings short that were all engaged there. Another couple of seconds, and Stars would have been able to pull out that absolutely crazy attack. But that does tie up the score here. That ties it up on Stars. The Queenwalkers still have a percentage advantage, and Tribe is in a position where they can get out and potentially take it if they can get a triple and they can get a defense.
Well, I am hoping for the sparks to fly in the end, because with a 10-10 draw, Tribe Gaming know if they can put that last best hope up, the 3-star from Maxi, it could still be in the win column. What on earth? Why can't they just play the game the way it's meant to be played, Eric? 59 minions! What is this?
I don't know if
Maxi is cosplaying as Gru. He's dressed up as Halloween and has called in all of the minions in the world. Despicable him! How dare he!
This is absolutely wild. I mean, I must have missed a memo when a normal Clash of Clans attack brings in 59 minions, because this is absolutely crazy. He could lose every single one of those minions to a red bomb or two that would be popping around in the middle of the base here. So that means this queen needs to do everything to be able to ensure that the core of the base is cleared. So the most probable spot for the red bombs deep into the core of the base are removed here, so these minions can do what they need to do. And if he can pull this off, it would be one of the most insane attacks that I think I've ever seen. We've seen crazier things here going on this war already, so this is just icing on the cake at this point here. But let's see if we can get it done as he super wall breaks all the way down the line to get the king to wrap all the way and then circle into that multi-inferno compartment with another wall break all the way at the town hall. It's going for the long push here to get these wall breakers to give big access deep in the base here. Look at this next wall break. Gonna open up access at the warden statue that the queen continue on. That's why he was to open up not only let the king into the town hall compartment, but also to make sure the queen could drive all the way through and hug the walls of the core of the base and clear that out while the road champion sneaks through. This is looking crazy right now, Woody, but I think there's a chance here.
The best laid hopes of mice and men, and here come the minions. It's something almost like a bat strat now at this point. He's knocked out all the crucial defenses save for this one multi-inferno. These minions can actually hold on to an inferno beam for a couple seconds, and even though that's not something he wants to do, he's able to get the plan set up so that the eternal tome protects them this time around, not having to use the freeze. 35 seconds left for this gigantic swarm of minions in the sky. They will blot out the sun, Eric.
This is wild. Look at that balloon that came out of the backside to give a little bit of tanking. It's gonna get the almost like, oh, he doesn't get it down. The wizard tower stays standing. The queen is still moving, but time is almost up. Even if he can somehow pull this off, he does get the wizard tower down. There's no more splash damage left on the base. The queen is continuing to work her way through, but she's gonna take it taken out by that single inferno, and it would not have gone through even given enough time here. It was very, very close. A valiant attempt here, but Tribe Gaming falls short on this one with this crazy 59 minion attack. You gotta give it to him though. That was a really, really solid effort with an attack that should have absolutely zero chance of making it through, and he came really close.
Yeah, and to see a single target Inferno as the last tower standing, I really would have expected it to be something that was going to be shooting down those minions. Nonetheless, though, he made it happen, and in the end, that is going to be another one in the win column for Queen Walkers, as long as they can just finish off with a solid 2-star. Is that what they're aiming to do? Well, of course not. It's going to be 4 golems for the biggest, rockiest, heaviest avalanche to crash down on Exosys's base ever. He even brought 2 ice golems, the abominable snowman, ready to put the freeze on some defenses here.
This is crazy. Every single attack this war is absolutely insane. This is one of the most fun wars we've watched in a long time. But let's see if Yuta can get it done with this crazy golem avalanche as he zaps out that corner there. Doesn't deploy any healers, but does get the golem to get in front of the queen there, staying in front of her, giving her the protection that she needs, and then immediately collapsing in more through the wall breaks. All 3 of those golems are coming in, but he's holding more golems on standby, and they're all going to charge in and just maximize this giant rock wall in front of his heroes as they continue to push through. They're gonna have to cross all the way to the town hall here, Woody, so it's gonna be a long push, but they have a lot of protection as they go through, as long as that protection can stay in the right spots and stay alive.
Yuta 14 with the long haul log launcher rolling along, rolling deep in this base with a queen right behind and ready to pop off for some additional help and support here. I think we are finally about to see the end. Yuta 14 gives us a glimpse of glory. The first star claimed, the second one coming shortly after. Archer Queen isn't really in a safe spot here, but with spell support, she should be able to hang on. Diving deep all the way to the bottom of the pool. He takes a dip, finds no target yet, gets the freeze off though. Skelly's gonna distract for a while. Eric, can he get it?
He's got the raged up Unicorn here that's giving the queen additional boosting to her healing. That's going to get her through without having to burn her ability. That means her ability can be used into the defenses up top. He's looking good. He still has an RC sweeping around, and he still has her ability. She's still over half HP. He's got multiple freezes. He's got the skill to spell. He's done it. Yuna comes in with the Golem Avalanche and is going to close this one out. Brilliant. Crazy attack here. Gets the queen, who, like you said, for a while was completely unprotected on her own, left her own devices to take the town hall down, and he does it with swag freeze and a swag RC ability. Absolutely crazy. Still, 13 stars against Tribe Gaming's bases in a war where they were taking every single attack and adding in a massive dose of creativity and breaking out completely unorthodox and crazy attacks here.
Something wild, unexpected, and totally happy to see. Couldn't be more pleased with the Queen Walkers finishing off with 13 stars, despite the insanity of those attacks. Tribe Gaming, as you mentioned, also had some really wild and weird ones too. 12 stars total for them to the Queen Walkers. 13, though, means that they will take 4th place in the Clash Masters Season 2 Last Chance Qualifier, with the Queen Walkers taking 3rd. That means that we just have 2 clans left, Eric. 2 more shots for that top spot here and 5th seeding going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and the teams that they're up against in the playoffs are no joke here. So this is all just feels like just like a warm-up to get ready for the craziness that's going to happen there. That's going to be an incredible show with a $20,000 prize pool, a $5,000 first place prize for the team that ultimately makes it all the way through. So definitely a lot to play for, but they're definitely having some fun with it today. And having secured their playoff spot, they are breaking out all the fun stuff here and just having a wild time with it.
They sure are. Let's go ahead and maybe take a quick look at the bracket before we get this finalized so that you can see where everything stands now. Victory for the Queen Walkers over Tribe Gaming in the 3rd place spot, but X Team and Tompanai Empire in the finals. X Team, I call them the underdogs here, but with victory over the Queen Walkers, could they do the impossible and topple another golden ticket team? Tompanai Empire ready to claim that final spot, but maybe they'll get a taste for the style points that Queen Walkers have earned. Maybe they, just like their other foes, are going to give us something weird and tricky. But only time will tell. What do you make of this next matchup?
Well, we had X Team who was breaking out the wild attacks there, but there's our seeding here as we wait for the finals to go through to determine the 5th and 6th seed here to be filled by these last 2 teams. But X Team, they were breaking out some of the wild attacks there, like the double hero charges and stuff against the Queen Walkers, and they were still able to pull off the victory there while everybody was having some fun with it again. And Tompanai Empire seemed to mostly take their attacks pretty seriously, and they struggled heavily, putting up a very low 10-star win over Tribe Gaming's 9 in the previous round there. So I'm curious to see if they can pull together here, because X Team, even while messing around with the Queen Walkers there, were able to still put up some big numbers, and Tompanai Empire's definitely got the road cut out for them here, as they are a world-class team, but that's a big obstacle right there. X Team's tough.
Right, you are. Well, I'm excited to see this, what I'd class as a David versus Goliath match, with clearly, in my opinion, Tompanai Empire as the Goliath to overcome. A squad that has had so much success for years going back. This is a squad almost that you can think of as like sort of analogous to the the breakup of Dark Looters and coming through in like multiple different waves. Tompanai Empire is a reformed team that has been playing the game for years and years at this point. So even if you've been just kind of breaking into the scene and are starting to pick up on the names that are big and popular in Clash of Clans esports, Tompanai Empire is maybe a new name for this year, but these players have been around for so long and they are so experienced. They may even be a top contender for COC Worlds. So to see them get another shot here in Clash Masters, potentially picking up the victory, that's good news for them. Or even falling, they're still going to hold on to a mighty positioning overall and can make a name for themselves even more by coming out on top in this Clash Masters event.
Yeah, you remember in 2019, they played under the team name Team Queso. They came in 3rd place in the World Championship. In 2020, they played under the name Existence, and they were qualified for the World Championship then as well. And they are a golden ticket holder to this year's World Championship, and they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. They struggled in last war. I don't anticipate that is going to continue here. They just had some struggles dealing with the traps on the entries and a lot of close attacks during their last war that ultimately ended up with some low scores, but I expect them to come out swinging this one here. They have some absolutely brilliant attacks there, but then again, so does X Team. X Team is a powerhouse team in their own right. They're newer to the scene here. Definitely started to make a big name for themselves this year, and they've been all over the esports scene here, coming to the top ends of almost every tournament they've been playing in. Relatively newly formed team, new faces, and that's kind of the brilliant part about Clash of Clans esports in general, is new teams can come out of nowhere, and if they got the right mix, if they got that right recipe for success, then they can come out and contend right with the big boys here that have been around for a long time.
Well, the big boys had a little bit of trouble in their last match. We remember that the score line for Tribe Gaming versus Tompanai Empire was just 9-10. So Tompanai certainly haven't been at the top of their offensive game today. That lineup is Rigo Torres, Almualin, Michael DP, Riak, and we also saw Metruo. So those 5 guys, despite not really coming out hard with the triples, and even I think we saw one single 1-star earlier today, they're going to have to turn it hard and fast if they want to be able to go toe-to-toe with X Team, which are relatively newer, but are coming out swinging with 13 stars against the Queen Walkers. That lineup was very successful earlier today. I know we saw Denden, Jega, Mealy, XBB, and one other player. What do you think could be different about this next war that we didn't see in either of the past 2 semifinals so far today?
I mean, they're both crazy good teams here, Woody. Like they're gonna come out swinging. They may go out with a creative attacks though. I don't know. It depends. They look at the bracket up ahead. They got a couple different options of who they could face, and I mean none of them are looking pretty. So I don't know that the placement really gives them an advantage for the win here or the loss. So I feel like they would be coming out with a bunch of creative attacks here. And we'll see if they can make that happen as we start off with exactly that. We got 9 healers and 16 sneaky goblins to open up here for X Team. And they're showing that they can put on a show match for us as well as XBB comes in to open up with a Yeti blimp here, Woody.
Wow, wow, wow is all I can say. X Team with 9 healers. We saw this similar sort of double hero attack before, and it was successful too. This is going to be a tricky one to follow. It's all about really the funneling for these heroes and getting the exact perfect path that you set them out to achieve. Rage early on to crack through this CC setup, and I don't even really know if that was necessary. She's not taking a whole lot of damage before the encounter with the scatter shot, so maybe this is just to try to get her to speed up. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, when you're doing a double hero charge, when you have that many that many troop space invested into troops that don't deal damage, then you got to find other ways to speed up. So the rage is to just get moving into the base here so we can get the champion charge set up, or the warded charge, or whatever he's doing for his other hero charge here, prepared, so when it's ready to start, it's not going to have too much time elapsed on the clock, so we can get moving and get the damage output on the base here. But so far looking pretty strong here. The queen charge is going exactly to plan here. She does take some eagle strikes, so he has the king down. The king will take the next round of eagle strikes, and it's very important that the king gets deployed right around the same time that the eagle artillery activates, so that he can keep those eagle strikes off of the queen. But the queen is looking like she's going to be joining with the king, and they can all work together. The warden coming in with them as well. He's got the sneaky goblins that have made their push into the town hall, and here they come to take it down. But after these hero... Okay. I was going to say, the invisibility looked like it was a little bit off, but no, he's still covering. And we'll see if the road champion can pick up these healers and collapse in with the other heroes here and close it out in this last minute here, Woody.
Good luck to you. You're gonna need it. Makes a big dip down toward the bottom, and good protection from the Grand Warden, but yikes, that Eagle Artillery hurts a lot. The final salvo rains down on them, and only 42 seconds left to try to clean up the remainder of the base. Oftentimes, it is this centralized multi-target Inferno that is the nail in the attacker's coffin, finishing them off when there's no easy reach over the walls. And it just looks like there's too much splash damage onto these healers, even though all the heroes are still up and alive. I don't think that they're going to have enough support, enough DPS to clean out the rest of the base.
Yeah, the Road Champion would have to go in and take it. I wonder if he was trying to actually cut the Queen's pathing off there with the King and the Warden, rather than trying to join with them to maybe push the Queen into the middle of the base there. It's hard to say exactly, but he never got an opportunity to wall break where the Queen entered in to go into the multi-inferno because that RC pad stayed standing, and he never was able to get that entry that maybe that would have ultimately changed the attack there. It's hard to say exactly, but the pathing didn't quite work out for him. The multi-inferno did a lot of damage, and he ended up losing a little bit too much there as a result. And it would have been nice to have the Queen in the center compartment. Definitely would have been really, really helpful. And if I had to go back and look at the plan there a little bit more, I would anticipate that if he would have got that Road Champion pad, that wall break into the middle could have happened, because he did have that extra wall break at that attack, and he clearly had an intention for it. It just didn't work out.
Too bad there, but a 2-star 87% is far from the weakest attack that we've seen to start off with, and especially with a double healer hero strike that, I don't know, it wasn't very high firepower. You have to really be very efficient with your time to make that sort of attack work. X Team doesn't get it done to start with, but Rigo Torres will be here to follow up. Seeking redemption now off of the missed attack from the last war. Can he at least get the 2 stars this time, or follow up for a triple against a base that looks like an anti-2-star?
Yeah, he's using a Stone Slammer at the moment, and he'll circle his Queen into this compartment, but he's going to have to take advantage of the closed outside compartments. That outer ring has a little bit of a... Oh, what? Why did he drop a random healer over there? Wait, is that healer setting up for a Stone Slammer entry or a Blimp entry? I don't know why he dropped a random healer on the top side of the base, but it did surge across there. It didn't find any traps. I wonder if he was using it like a Lava Hound to go search for traps there. That's definitely really interesting, and it's hard to tell if that is intentional or not, but I think he actually started with 6 healers here, so I think it was intentional. And we'll have to see exactly what he has planned over in that corner. But he's getting ready for a Blimp to go in as well. He swaps out the Stone Slammer to a Blimp, and he'll use that to go and take out the single Inferno to take damage off of the Queen's flank, rage her up, and freeze as he lands it, as the single Inferno was locked onto his Queen, and he'll fight off the CC, and... Ooh, oh, no. Oh, no. Woody.
Devastation.
How does he get the Town Hall here? I don't think there's a way to get it now.
I don't
That Queen charge
know.
going down through ability is devastating.
I mean, he could still dive in deep. He's got, you know, a Lava Hound and, you know, almost 20 balloons here to commit, but he's going to have to take out these CC troops. He's trying to get it with splash damage from the Loom, but it looks like he doesn't really quite connect. The word battle is obscuring my vision of the battle down there, but nonetheless, he does get the CC kill. Royal Champion will be charging in first. I don't know how that's going to affect funneling, though. I would expect her to want to get down that scatter shot or the air defense. Which angle is the best to attack from at this point? I guess he wants to get the Lava Hound probably onto that left corner air defense. All right, that's really good funneling here. What? Rico's going to attack from the top side? He's going to have to push all the way through.
There's no way. He had to come up on the backside of the sweeper, though. It was his only opportunity. He's going to have the early ward ability and make sure that he takes his Town Hall down. There's the warden ability. He's got the enemy Road Champion engaged there with, I think, a couple of pups and stuff like that. And he will get one more strike off on the Town Hall, and he will get it down. Wait, he still has a chance there. He can still clear the defenses, but he spent so much time trying to figure out what he was doing there that he's not able to have enough time to finish it, and the balloons fall a little bit short. But look how close he came after what looked like a sure 1-star, and Rigo Torres holds his composure here and climbs it all the way up to 81% and the 2-star to close that attack out. That is still within reach here of X Team's 87%. What looked like it was surely going to be a 1-star turned into something that he completely recovered and was able to get salvage out at 81% 2-star. So brilliant. That was I thought he was in trouble there, Woody.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take the safe way out and try to attack from the left angle without any more defenses to target onto him, especially because the Royal Champion missed that left side air defense. I thought that made it even more obvious that would be the one to be the angle of attack for you. But I guess he might have had friends in his ears giving him some heads up, or he might have noticed it himself and said, you know what, I've got to try to get higher percentage in this attack. If I go from the left angle, I might actually wind up, guaranteeing the Town Hall, but getting in the 60s or 70s percentage. That might be just as bad as a loss for him at that point. And so he went really gutsy with it, and now they're only behind by 6.
Yeah, definitely. But now we got ourselves a Blizzard Dragon Rider attack here. We got Den coming in after the Town Hall with the Blimp. The Blimp will land into that compartment, landing a little bit away from the Town Hall, so the Wizards have an opportunity to step up towards it, but a giant bomb goes off, hits them, but only one giant bomb. They can survive through one, and they should turn away from the Town Hall blast and stand up by the Expo. They'll come back towards that bottom to the Town Hall a little bit there, but some of them actually go all the way up and pick up the Royal Champion. Big value out of that. Leaves up the Wizard Tower one shot, but that is small potatoes after the value that he got there out of that Blimp, and he's set up very, very nicely to come in with a mass Dragon Rider attack.
Follows up next. Moving along the outer edge. He's already spent a minute, but that top right side has taken a giant strike. Maybe if we could scroll up just a little bit, we could see what's going on along the top lane there. But with the poison out, yep, there's the Archer Queen taking a few shots and dishing out some damage of her own. Den ready to crack the top compartment and find a scatter shot to finish off. Big hero assault up there, and 7 Dragon Riders now going to be swarming in on the left corner with that Warden to protect, and lots of loons out front. This is a mean and nasty strike, and boy, do I love it. The Sui dive in the top corner gets huge value, and it's really just, once again, going to be that multi in the center that's going to give some potential problems here. Can they path to the interior, especially that Royal Champion, and get the kill? If so, this could easily be a triple.
Look at these headhunters that crossed all the way through the base. They're inside of the range, protected by the Warden, but they crossed the entire base and took out the Queen on the opposite end after taking out the King. That makes so that there's nothing left in that other compartment, and the Royal Champion, the Queen, now pushed to the middle of the base. So the Queen getting all the way into the Town Hall compartment in just a moment here, but the Dragon Riders are joining with the Royal Champion, and they are searching all the way across the base here without any resistance at all. They are just cutting through this base here like butter, Woody. This is looking absolutely crushed.
Keep it up, Den. You are on your way. 40 seconds left, and there is nothing to stop you now. It is just a stroll past the finish line as he breaks the tape and grabs the triple. X team have done it. They are going to give it to you just when you needed it most. The 3-star to stay atop Tompanai Empire.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant here. That was a nice attack. That was a really, really clean attack there. Got good value out of the Blizzard. The heroes stayed protected, so they survived to the end. Cutting them off with the Dragon Riders is a creative way to do that so that they can continue to pick up value and get a lot of cross-tanking there between the hero dive and between the Dragon Riders as they come in, working in sync, in parallel to just move across the base together like that and keep each other protected so there's nothing attacking them on their flanks, and that just improves the effectiveness of both, builds so much synergy in these attacks here, and it's no doubt that he's able to rip that base up. But that was pretty solid. And now we look at the score here, and we can see that Tompanai Empire can't catch up on this next one, but they're gonna have to triple to stay pace.
They had a great shot and a beautiful charge in the top corner, but committing that siege machine early on and so many heroes out of there really kind of makes that a risky all or nothing play. X team knew that they were going to have to put up something big and strong against Tompanai Empire, especially being only ahead by a slim percentage margin. They really came in clutch when they needed it most, and picking up that 3-star now makes the mid-war a lot more comfortable for them. Even if Tompanai gets the 3-star now, they'll still be behind on percentage, and X team might just be able to do it all over again.
Yeah, and that recovery there from Rigo to get that percentage high is still keeping him within reach of this war. So that was really, really nice that that was able to recover as far as it did after that Queen went down through her ability. But React's going to be coming in with a Zap Lalo for this one here, going after the Town Hall by the looks of it with the heroes. The needs to go into that compartment. He was able to thin out some of the defense in that compartment with the lightning and make it a little less threatening for his queen as she works her way in. But there's the wall break to make the entry. But that CC is right behind the town hall. So it may need to have some invisibilities on standby to keep the CC off of the queen while she steps in there and takes it down after it pulls. So it needs to be very, very careful and very deliberate on how he pulls this through. But he pops the queen ability early to make sure that the CC is not going to distract her. Oh, no, she's chasing it. Okay, she goes invisible. That's what I was worried about. That's what he needed. The invisibility was absolutely critical to ensure that he got that town hall down, and he's able to pull it back there.
Safe follow up, and the super minions are not going to get any work done on defense here for XBB. Survival of the fittest, and React is fit for this strike. Tosses in another invis, and does indeed manage to get those super minions down. I was getting a little bit worried there. Pops the ability as well, and is going to freeze the single. This Royal Champion's going to go the distance, Eric.
Yeah, she's doing good, and she's actually going to find a pocket of safety there in the middle of the base territory so she can go in and take out that Wisdom Tower. A lot of times you see the red bombs all across the middle of the base. We see them going off now, and if he can prevent any balloons from pathing the area as much as possible, he can prevent those red bombs from hitting the big pack there. And the Royal Champion also going to reach over there, get the sweeper down. She finally goes down, but the push of the balloons are looking really, really solid, and the Headhunters, they are able to avoid some spring traps that were going off under their feet as they work their way all the way in there, and under the vulnerability, take that enemy queen down, and he's only got this backside scatter shot as the major threat left on the base, but the Hound is going to run off all the way up to the top of the base. They're clearing a handful of traps as it pops, but that air defense will be standing up on the top side with a Wizard Tower behind it. So let's see how much these balloons are softened up, but there's a ton of them here, Woody. I think he's looking pretty good here to close this one and keep them in contention in this war.
Oh, yeah, he is. I think that this is going to get it done. Still a lot of damage on those loons and a Wizard Tower out back. Needs to be careful and make sure that the damage does not creep along and over. Balloons up top to try to distract, and I think that that's going to be just good enough. React gets it done, and it is a meltdown for XBB of X Team. The whole base is cracked and finished. A fissure of destruction along the bottom left side with that earthquake zap, and in the interior as well. React has brought a force of nature to crash through and get this win. Top and I Empire finding the triple are going to be behind on percentage, but nonetheless are in it to win it and are only a hair's breadth away from pulling ahead and over the top of X Team.
Yeah, only a couple of percentage behind. 6 buildings trailing here from that mister from Rigo. That I can't overemphasize how important it was that he was able to pull that back as far as he did early in the war, because that's keeping them within reach here. 6 building advantage for X Team. Staying above the Top and I Empire, golden ticket holder and 2-time appearance holder for the previous World Championships. So this is a powerhouse team, and the newcomer to the scene, X Team, is putting up a strong fight against them today, Woody.
Yeah, sure are, Eric, and I am excited to see what the thrilling conclusion will wind up being. Can X Team hold on to this slim lead? They are the opening team, so they are going to be attacking next in this third round. It is going to be a... what do you call this? Just, I mean, it's mostly hogs, but there's also quite a few bowlers in there. Ice Golems to block out in front, but he's also brought 4 healers for the queen charge. It's not completely new meta, but it's definitely not on meta.
It's like 7 different attacks mixed together. He just kind of threw... This is a completely customized army. He's got to have every single one of these trips here have its own specific purpose, and we'll see what he can do with it here, because this is very creative, very, very customized for this base, and we'll see if the plan can come together here as he snipes off the town hall with sneaky goblins. He's got the funnel across the bottom of the base there on both sides, so the king, queen, and warden can all drop in there to go after the eagle artillery. A couple of bowlers are going to work with them, give them some splash damage. Ice Golems can protect, and the bowlers can actually deal splash damage to ground skellies, which can keep the heroes really, really protected as they work their way through. But honestly, looking pretty solid here to start off with a jump to carry him even deeper into the base. If he can get the Queen of the Royal Champion down, that frees up a lot of possibilities for his Royal Champion to be able to go through, who I want to point out, he has not deployed those 4 healers yet, so they're very likely going to be doing a Royal Champion charge, and he still has the Blimp and the Hogs as well, so he's got a lot of potential here, but he very likely is going to need those Hogs to come in, and they're going to pick out that scatter shot while his tank and give the Royal Champion some cover as she moves through that single Inferno, just a meat shield out in front of her to ensure that she doesn't get targeted, and skeleton spells coming down to assist with that shielding as well.
It is a deep and heavy dive. That right corner is just hammered away. The whole bottom side of the base is eliminated. X team have got so many spells left to add on top, and hanging on to the battle blimp of all things for the end. Do you expect him to swap that out to a stone slammer now that the town hall is... No, he's going to battle blimp the top corner. Boom!
Not only did he battle Blimp out the top corner, but he got the crash damage all the way through that Tesla farm, taking the majority of them out with just the crash damage. His Royal Champion continues to work her way through, but her healers were getting targeted by the air defense, but she still has a lot of punch. He's got the freezes to protect her from here. There's not a lot of defenses left. He's just facing the clock at this point here. He needs the Royal Champion to turn south, and the Queen needs to clear out the top border quickly so the Royal Champion can end her pathing down south and make sure that she can turn around and get that storage down. But the cleanup is happening very, very quickly, dropping in archers to give her a little bit more protection through the cannon, and that'll give her exactly enough to push her way through. And he's got it. It's a triple here, Woody. I can't believe he pulled that off.
Another crazy one. Not quite a kitchen sink, but it is certainly not on meta, and that is going to be another one for the history books. The attack strategists will be studying that one for a while to figure out what exactly it was that brought him over the finish line. I think it was just great planning from the beginning to the end. Really nice pathing on the entry point for that bottom corner to be able to funnel the Queen to the right and then the rest of the troops over to the left, fanning out when he knew that he was able to withstand the damage. And then the finishing blow with that battle blimp in the top corner was flawless. Right. X team now will maintain their lead, and doing so in style once again. 8 stars to 5 is a confident beginning for them.
I love the use of using Yeti bombs to not only pick up the value of the compartment they're landing in, but to drop in opportune tanking as the other troops are approaching to give them the cover that they needed, and that ultimately made that Queen survive. But no time to take a breather. We got Machuo coming in for the next one. We've got ourselves a Blizzard Lalo as he gets ready to go after the Queen, the scatter shot, and he'll even freeze up that Queen so she can't break that blimp open early, and he'll sail all the way in and land on the backside to nuke out that CC as well, destroys it before the CC even deploys with the invisible super wizards that were already had that invisibility down before they even came out of that blimp, so that they came out and never drew out a hound, never drew out ice golems, and that seems to be exactly what was in there, because we saw the blimp draw nothing out of it, and then no ground targets that were not invisible were inside of that razor at any time, and he was able to destroy the CC outright with the blimp. So crazy setup here, and we'll see if he can get the value out of his heroes now to set it up completely.
Keep it going, Mechuo. Bottom side, Barb King for a little bit of additional work on funneling the bottom edge, but it's the protection for this Archer Queen, an Ice Golem, and even also an invisibility spell stacked on top. That enemy Archer Queen is going to be a bit of a problem for her, though. Forces the retarget since she popped her ability, and that's a little bit less time to be firing away at the Town Hall. Can she finish it off? Coming awfully close. No! Misses the Town Hall! The panic drop of the Royal Champion! Diving on in, but she goes for the air defense first. The Builder Hut is repairing the Town Hall, and boom! A gigantic explosion right in her face. Mechuo with egg on his face. Can he come back?
That is really, really rough here, Woody. If he had that road champion for somewhere else on the base, he'd be in a lot better spot. Luckily, his king was able to reach the enemy road champion on the backside, taking that threat off. He still has a chance of making it through here. He might be able to do it with the road champion going in as a backup method because she still was able to take out a couple of things in the air, but the sweeper is going to be knocking him back. He's got the haste. The haste can carry him through. That's going to get him through to the scatter shot, but there's still that multi-inferno that's going to be beating down heavily upon him. He's going to have to very likely burn the freeze onto that, and he's still got a lot of punch here, but if he doesn't get the multi down quickly, it's causing a lot of damage to him. The right side group goes down. The left side is split into the outside a little bit there, but the Warden's going to have to do most of the heavy lifting here, and if he doesn't survive through that single inferno, if there's not enough balloons to get him through that, he's in trouble, but he will get through the Wizard Tower, and the pups and minions might provide a shield here for the Warden to continue to pump out the damage, and I think he's still got this, Woody.
What on earth? The loss of the Royal Champion early on is followed up with the finishing blow. The coup de grace by Metuo. Well done to Top and Nye Empire. He gets knocked out, but he gets right back up again and gets a smackdown on that base.
That was crazy. I can't believe that he was still able to pull that off there. It came close at the end, but the patience at the end there to make sure this last little bit of spells and resources were used at the perfect spot there to take out the biggest threats on the base. I thought for sure that he was going to freeze that multi-inferno, but he held it, and he froze a little bit further down the line, and it was just enough to carry him through. Crazy, crazy patience. Just brilliant attack there, and nice recovery after what could have been a disaster.
Well, the follow-up and follow-through to the end was flawless. An 8-8 tie now between X Team and Top and I Empire, and that percentage game gets ever closer. The more 3 stars we put up from both teams, the slimmer the margin of victory. They are really going to come down to the end of it in this last chance qualifier finals. X Team sends in Jaega for the next to attack. It's going to be Dragons and Dragon Riders with a Sui dive of these heroes in the bottom corner to get this initial pull. Skeleton spell in that bottom left compartment. What is that for there, Eric?
Just to provide some distraction as he punches his heroes in. Only use one of them initially, another one will come down now. That can take out a lot of the defenses and just keep them off of his enemy heroes, or off of his heroes, I mean, for a long time, especially those enemy heroes. Like that queen right there, her strikes are absolutely lethal. Wow, did you see all the giant bombs that went off on the king there? That softens him up pretty heavily. He does ultimately go down, but the yak continues on, was able to get that enemy queen down, and he's able to start the dragons in. With that compartment cleared, the dragons have 2 quadrants that they're going to have to move through in parallel, and we'll see if they have enough punch to cross all the way through the base with a blimp sailing through, freeze up the sweeper as it lands in the town hall to ensure that nothing happens with that town hall takedown, and he will indeed take that town hall, and we'll see if he can clear everything out enough here for the world champion to sweep out the backside.
Well, those dragons are fighting a lot of fire in the center, but put the freeze on it with those spells and you might just have a shot. The pathing is getting a little bit weird for them, though. One goes down to the Tesla and Grand Warden over on the right side. It's going to be able to rejoin the rest of those troops, but Grand Warden's got such a long range. I don't think it's going to be able to survive in the mid. There's just too much damage stacked on top of them. Jaega has to rely now on the Royal Champion as the final blow here, but there's just too many defenses, if you ask me. I think it's done now, Eric.
Yeah, even just that Grand Ward on the backside would be a little bit too much for that Royal Champion to handle. He hits like a truck. He's the second hardest hitting defense in the entire game there after the Queen, and you got to be really careful. I guess the King as well, but the enemy heroes here, every single one of them, those max level heroes hit like a truck, and you cannot let them ping away there. That's why those skeleton spells at the very beginning are so critical, just to distract that enemy queen to take that fire off of the king, can improve his overall value by a huge margin. But I mean, he came decently close here. There's not a ton of defenses in this top corner, but this warden surrounded by Teslas over on the right side, a big roadblock for any of these troops to make their way through, and they can definitely hold the line, and they did.
Well, 84%, maybe a couple more here on the outer edge for X Team, which are going to stumble, tripped up And that brings their total percentage down. Hold on, it's still ticking up. It looks like 93.3% below Tompanai Empire, and that really is crucial, Eric. If X Team had been able to get that percentage up into the 90 range, that might have been enough to keep that slim start ahead of Tompanai Empire. But with a 2-star and a dip on percentage now, Tompanai Empire can take the lead, not just with a triple. They'd even be able to hold on to the lead if they get at least, I think it would be like a 92 or 3% themselves. They would keep that slim margin of victory. So this is really swinging back hard toward Tompanai Empire in the late war now.
Yeah, but at this point, it's still it's so close. The percentage and the stars are so close right now that the last attacks, even if they triple, whether they triple or not, everything will come down to the final attacks here, and we'll have to see how close it ends up being, because there's still, even though there's still 3 attacks, that's a lot of war left to play here with how close this is.
Yeah, very much still up for grabs. Al-Mualim will be the next to move in. He's got the Zap Quake as well. 7 lightning spells here to commit onto a huge Rocket Loon army with no Lava Hounds out in front. He's only brought 2 Valkyries this time, but maybe that's exactly what he needs for this initial setup. The Queen Charge in the left corner, it looks like here, unless he swaps out to a Grand Warden Charge, but more likely we'll be getting the big commit out this left corner and along the bottom to start this funnel up. Huge risky strat from Al-Mualim. He still did bring a Battle Blimp for the top corner to grab that Town Hall, but what is standing out to you so far about this base and the attack that Al-Mualim's setting up, Eric?
Like that he's got all these rocket balloons. If he can clear out the middle of the base here with the Queen and take the Town Hall with the Blimp, then even if he doesn't even take the Town Hall with the Blimp, even if he uses the Blimp onto the scatter shot on the right side, so he can get the pathing set up for everything else to go into the middle. There's definitely a lot of potential in this, and he is doing exactly that. Woody, he's going to land this blimp on top of the Royal Champion, rage it up, Yetis can come out, and he can take that enemy Royal Champion down and remove all of the threats off of the flank and secure the funnel to be able to punch all the way in the middle. That forces the King and the Yak to attack the wall, and that forces them into the center compartment. No jump needed, no wall breakers needed, just a solid funnel, and he can use that to direct the troops exactly where he needs them to move to. And here comes the Royal Champion on that right side, everything else surging up the middle. The King is currently holding the healers. The Hound is distracting the Queen for a little bit there, and that's going to slow him down a bit, but he'll eventually work his way up there, and we'll see if the Rocket Balloons have enough punch to clear out the back end of the base.
Lots of fire burning all throughout the interior now as Al-Mualim finds so many big targets and so many defenses are firing away at him now. Pops the Queen ability now as it is forced. Can he get the lock onto the Town Hall? He needs it. Needs also protection out in front from these rocket loons to keep the Queen alive. The last shot from the Royal Champion gets it down just barely, Eric.
And all air targeting defenses are down. He's got almost a minute to clear it up with the minions. He's going through for the triple unless a barrage of red bombs go off and kill all these minions. I don't think anything's gonna stop at this point, but he's literally only getting out of this with just his cleanup troops. Everything else went down, and he's got the triple, and that's gonna put Tompanai Empire into a very strong position. And X Team absolutely gonna have to triple their last attack if they want to stay in contention for this finals match.
I am sure they do, Eric. This puts them in such an awkward spot. Nice job to Al-Mualim here, who barely, with one little minion, will get it done. The win for it all.
That red bomb, I almost fell out of my seat when I saw the red bombs pulled and go towards the whole pack. And he was able to take out every single one of the last minions on that storage with only a few seconds left, except for one. One minion survives to close it out here. Got a little bit of a lucky break on that one. And it truly was a winion here, Woody.
Well, that is it for Tompanai Empire's fourth. With the triple now, they are so clearly ahead and confidently leading X Team that it forces now, like you said, the 3-star out of their opponents, or else It's all going to be over there. Tompanai Empire have so much to be happy about with that last attack, which is going to be, in my opinion, the MVP of this war, and maybe even of the entire day so far. Tompanai squeaking through on the 4th strike mean that they are now definitively ahead and can finish this out in style with just one more hit. Even if Mealy gets the triple, Tompanai only have to go for the 2. If Mealy misses the triple, Tompanai can just walk it away.
Yeah, 100%. This one, interesting. He's going in with a quad quake, and for his super troops, he's chosen to bring super bowlers and super wizards here. We need no sneaky goblins, no super wall breakers, but you see that top compartment there by the Eagle Artillery. The walls are touching the edge of the base, meaning that a couple of wall breakers can open that wall without any issue at all. In fact, you might even have to need to open it all the way there. He even drops in a little bit of... Did you drop in some tanking out there? One way or the other. It doesn't matter. He would have got the wall open regardless, because the defenses can't strike the wall breakers fast enough before they explode when they start that close to the wall. But he starts in that siege barracks up in the top corner, but it's getting chipped away there by the archer, so that ends up reducing its HP, and it releases its contents very, very early, and the hogs peel out. That's a bit of an issue. He definitely wanted to get a lot more of the wizards generated there by giving a little bit of tanking for that siege barracks there before he made his approach into the base. But the quad quake can give him access all the way through, and we'll see if he has the punch to take it down here with me.
Well, good luck to him. Mealy has got a lot of troops protected by that Eternal Tome, but it's just as much firepower bearing down on him now. Super Bowlers rolling all the way through and spreading out for maximum splash all over these poor defenses. Get the freeze up now, and as they enter the final compartment down the bottom, looking for the 2nd star, the Giga Inferno's out there. There's no more spells left. The last freeze is down. Can they get the lock and drop it? They'll need so much protection from that huge Giga Bomb. Tornado spins them right round, baby, right round. Super Bowlers go down, but so does the Town Hall. That's the 2nd star cleared. Can Mealy do the impossible, the unthinkable? Right side Royal Champion gets distracted by Skellies, and that could leave the scatter shot up. No! Gets it down after all.
Oh, but does he have the time here to finish it off, Woody? He's going to have to go all the way to the left-hand corner. The Warden won't split off from the Queen. The Queen slowly getting chipped away as the Warden is the one with the Unicorn, not the Queen, but the Queen is the one taking the damage. She still has her ability. If he could somehow get to that left-hand corner and get to that Wizard Tower, but he has no way to deal with it right now. Or, no, the Archer Tower over there. The Archer Tower is a roadblock, and this is not going to happen. He doesn't have enough time. I think he might have enough force to close it, but clearly isn't going to make it in time. He'll drop in the Wizard to go pick up the Collectors on that left side, but it is a lost opportunity here for X Team after they took down the Queen Walkers in the round before, and they took down alternate attacks in the round before that. Crazy, crazy string of wars that they've had here as they took out the last year's World Champions and Vice World Champions in the round before, and then face another golden ticket holder. Their path through this tournament has been absolutely lethal, and they barely don't make it to the finish line here, as now Tompanai Empire can come in here and close it out with a 2-star.
Well, that looks like to be the order of the day. Tompanai Empire taking it to walk away with just a 2-star. The 5th and final strike here from Tompanai will be the decisive one, but it looks like X Team have just finally met their match, withering and falling apart under the might of a Tompanai Empire squad that, even among a really impressive field, has finally been able to break through as the standout victor. Tompanai Empire defeated Tribe Gaming, defeated Benelux Esports, triumphed over Cloud Life Gaming in the round of 16, and just gaze in awe at the bracket. If you get a chance to go look at it, I'll even post it in chat for you, at all of the amazing teams that were up for grabs in this Clash Masters Fall 21 last chance qualifier in the 2nd season. Aphelion Esports, even our prior victors, grabbing that wild card ticket. Queen Walkers, Empire Gaming, Nishang Dance, the names in this list go on and on. But in the end, Only one can emerge on the top. 5 players stand above the rest. The Kings of the Hill, Top and I Empire, once again expand their range and find their win.
Not 100% yet, though. He's got a Town Hall compartment that is very, very out in the middle of the base, and he's coming in opposite. He's not coming in too close, but he's going to rely on this blimp to take the Town Hall. If he doesn't, it is buried pretty deep in this base here that it could still be a potential issue if he somehow misses it to go back with a backup method to take it down. But he's got the left-hand side of the base there funnel. He's got the right side funnel with the Queen. He's holding on to his Royal Champion for now, but the blimp is sailing through, not using his mortar ability until he gets all the way in there to ensure that he can get this blimp as close as possible safely before he pops it, so he can send it at the Town Hall. He can drop in this rage, drop in the clone, freezes it up as a failsafe. On top of all that, takes the Town Hall down, and Top and I Empire locks in the second wins and will win this finals match here in the last chance qualifier and secure 5th seed in the playoffs and continue on to play for more. Crazy, crazy performance, and he still might actually be able to pull this all the way up for a triple here, Woody.
You love to see it, and I think they just might get the last shot here. Michael DP with a minute for the final approach has really just got that single target Inferno to worry about. He gets the freeze on that, though, and with another Dragon breathing fire up top, raging through. That is gonna be it.
And nothing's going to be able to stop this anymore. The Queen still with her ability, still with the Unicorn, keeping her topped off. The Expo goes down. That was the major threat to the Queen, with that Grand Expo being able to chip her away for a long time. But these Dragons pushing all the way through, and they've done it. They took down the team that took down the Queen Walkers, our 2020 Vice World Champions, and in the round before, Altered Attacks, our 2020 World Champions, and last season's Clash Masters Grand Finals champions as well. What a brilliant, brilliant performance here, shutting down a powerhouse of a team, and Top and I Empire clutches their victory.
Super strong follow-up, and we are so excited to walk them on through the Champions Gauntlet, showing off their skills here in Clash Masters Last Chance Qualifier. If you were a betting man, Eric, I'm pretty sure you'd say Top and I would have a good shot to make it to the end here. But as the #1 finisher with 14 stars, would you say that they overperformed expectations, or is this just par for the course for Top and I Empire?
I mean, it just shows that that last war there against Tribe Gaming was a bit of a fluke. They definitely struggle with that one. The traps of Tribe Gaming definitely sent them for a loop in that one here, but they came out swinging against X Team, putting up some big, big numbers here, and definitely a strong contender here. It's crazy that we have so many teams that are making it into the playoffs here that are golden ticket and silver ticket holders to Clash Worlds, and I'm expecting a very, very incredible playoffs here. Can we get the playoffs brackets up here? Let's take a look and see exactly which teams are ultimately going to be able to be moving through and see their overall seedings here as we finish up this this broadcast here and see exactly what is forward to come.
Well, here are our 8 qualifying teams. QSFN, Space Station, Hagure Metal, NY Amazing, Top and I Empire, X Team, Queen Walkers, and Tribe Gaming. $10,000 available in the playoffs, which will be taking place in just a couple of weeks. November 15th for the first one. And take a look now at Group A. We can see now the brackets have been constructed. QSFN and Tribe Gaming in that match. Then Hagura Metal and X Team. Eric, why don't you walk us through Group B, if we can get that up on screen next.
We got it. If you notice, there's a double elimination bracket when they get there. So Space Station will be going against Queen Walkers to open up on day 2. We got NY Amazing and then Top and I Empire. The teams that made it through the open qualifier versus the teams that made it through the last chance qualifier. And they all worked their way through to start eliminating each other, knock their way down to the lower bracket, and we'll see who ultimately is able to secure all the way into that finals and win the biggest chunk of that $20,000 prize pool here.
It's so sweet, and they can nearly taste it, but not quite yet. They've got some more fighting left to do before they can come out on top. Well, Eric, it has been a pleasure casting with you today. But before we wrap up, I think we've got some interesting video footage here that we can share of our best players today, from our most valuable players, in fact. And if you follow Clash Masters on Twitter, you'll have seen the Making Moves MVP for each week of the competition. Well, we're pleased to announce that thanks to the Move Network, each MVP thus far, as well as this week in the playoffs, will be awarded their very own one-of-one digital collectible to commemorate their MVP award. We'll also be having giveaways of free NFTs and digital collectibles of some of your favorite Masters Series highlights and moments of this season. So make sure you follow Clash Masters and Move Network for your chance to get involved. And take a look as we scroll through of all the incredible results from the various weeks so far. NY Light picking up that MVP week 3. But yeah, I mean, there's prizes for these MVPs each week. And as we know, there are lots of fans out there for the clans overall, but there are certainly some standout players to be looking forward to as the playoffs get kicked off on November 15th, Eric.
Yeah, definitely. It's been an absolutely crazy set of wars we had today. Any memorable moments here? What stood out to you the most here, Woody?
What stood out to me the most? Probably the crazy attack comps that we saw. I mean, dragging on in with like 15 witches on one, 24 Valkyries. Just the creativity, I guess, notably from the Queen Walkers, was what stood out to me. How about you?
Yeah, that mass headhunter attack. There was some definitely wild attacks that we saw during this, and still, every single one of the teams put up some pretty solid star numbers there, even with those creative attacks, and with only one war that kind of ended up as a blunder. The rest of them were just absolutes, and even that one was just a really close war in the end, and I definitely had a great time with it today.
Well, want to thank you for your commentary. This is going to be it for the Clash Masters Season 2 Last Chance Qualifier. Big thanks to all the players who competed today, as well as the viewers for coming to check in on this amazing COC esports action. We have got even more greatness on the horizon. November 15th is the start date for our playoffs of this season. If you want to get more details about that, make sure to follow us over on social medias where we are at Clash Masters. Links are going to be available, I'm sure, in the chat and in the channel description. So keep your eyes peeled there, and you might even get a chance to win some NFTs or digital collectibles if you keep your eyes out there for giveaways. So all the details for competing in Clash Masters in future seasons will be available in our Discord, where you can also chat about the matches that you saw today and come back a smarter, stronger Clasher. But that's going to be it. Eric, thanks again. My name's Woody. This has been Clash Masters, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Till the next time we meet, Clash on.